Welcome to the channel and welcome to this 2,500 point match play game between the Sisters of Battle and Death Guard. In this battle report we return to the 500 worlds and the ruins of Ajax. So in another sector of this city, Guilliman and Mortarion are battling it out. The Death Guard and the Ultramarines are battling it out for the fate of this city. And we've already played that game. You can go and check it out. It's in the back history only a couple of months ago. Mortarion versus Guilliman himself. And that was my Death Guard army, the end of all things, versus SayHiPaul's Fulminator army. That's what was going on over there. And because I've brought my Death Guard back again, and because Paul's back, say hi Paul.
Hi Paul.
And because Paul brought his sisters back to the channel, we thought we were going to play part 2 of this mission. So while the two Primarchs are battling out on this sector, in this portion of the ruins of Ajax, the Sisters of Battle are deployed. This sector is protected by the Ecclesiarchy. This is where they are in control, and as we can see in the middle of the battle grid is the Shrine of Saint Palentus Mole, the Void Weaver, he who guides them to distant shores. And the sisters must not let this shrine fall, they must not let this sector fall, the Ecclesiarchy dominate here. And so in this portion of the battlefield, the end of all things are marching across these ruins, hoping to push the sisters out. So we're playing 2,500 points of match play goodness from 2018 chapter approved, and this battle is called Strategic Gamble. And the way it works is you take 6 cards out of your deck at the beginning of the game, so there's an element of deck building. So for example, we both ditch Domination. Paul hasn't got any Psychers, so he ditched Master the Warp. I can't kill any Psychers, so I got rid of Witch Hunter. Things like that, element of deck building. And then you generate 3 cards a turn every turn, simple as that. 3 cards a turn every turn, but you can choose to take a strategic gamble and ditch 2 of your cards if you don't like them, and then pull 1 more. That's right, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Ditch 2, pull 1, and then if you score that 1 in that turn, it's worth double. The other thing we've got, because it's 2018 chapter approved, is there is no sudden death in this mission. We're playing acceptable casualties. So for example, I could get loads and loads of points and then get tabled and still win the game. Or Paul could get loads and loads of points and then get smushed by all the Death Guard, and then he could still win the game, random game length. That's very interesting. The other thing that happens here is he who deploys first chooses whether they go first or second, and we haven't even worked out the deployment map. 1 minute, let's do that. Paul, roll a dice. Paul rolls a 2. I roll a 6. Now that's important because that means I determine the deployment map by rolling, because it's match play. So it's a 5, whatever that is. And I pick the edge. I deploy the deployment map. I pick the edge. And then you get to deploy your army first. And then you get to choose whether you go first or second. There's no dice off in this. 5 is Frontline Assault. I'll pick this side because I think it's going to be easier to film from this side, which means Paul will deploy first. After we take a look at these armies and choose to go first or not, let's take a look at the armies. Right, this is just out of the 2,500 points worth of Death Guard. It's a battalion and the one with 3 fasts in it, which gives me 9 command points because there's 3 fasts over there. And because we've returned to the ruins of Ajax, where Guilliman and Mortarion are battling in another sector, I couldn't bring Steve or Fluffy or Mortarion or any of the models I had over there. It didn't make narrative sense to me. So instead I brought 2 Malignant Blade Casters because they're cheap as chips with Miasma of Pestilence and Putrescent Vitality, and I bought a Chaos Lord. Now this Chaos Lord is called Sabbath, and as you can see he's painted in some original Death Guard colours. He's still disgusting, but he's not very resilient. He doesn't have disgustingly resilient, and some of the white of his armour is still showing through. He remembers the Horus Heresy, and he's been around for a very long time. So his warlord trait is Arch Contaminator. The contamination is leaching out of him all the time, and he's got the suppurating plate. But he doesn't get disgustingly resilient because maybe the touch of the gift of Grandfather Nurgle is a bit too much for him these days. So that's my Warlord. Just a Chaos Lord with a bolt pistol and a chainsword. He hasn't been on the channel before, so Chaos Lord Sabbath is finally here. And then in the troops, I've got 6 troops, a unit of 20 Poxwalkers, unit of, I think it's about 16 over there because of points. And then 4 units of 7 Plague Marines, being the number of Nurgle. 2 of the units have Blight Launchers, and all the sergeants have got fists. And in these 2 squads, the sergeants also have Plasma Pistols. So 2 with Blight Launchers and Plasma Pistols, Power Fists. And these guys at the back, I haven't got any Blight Launchers in. I've got a Plague Spitter in one of them. And some of these guys are loaded up for close combat, a mixture of close combat weapons and bolt guns and things like that. 2 units of elites, Blight Lord Terminators. There is a Flail of Corruption and a Blight Launcher in each of these squads. So one of the sergeants got a Combi Plasma, the other champion's got a Combi Melter. The Combi weapons mean that I can remember which ones are the champions. We have a Mephitic Blight Hauler, 2 Fetid Bloat Drones with the heavy Blight Launchers, and 2 of the tanks with the Entropy Cannons on it because they're too good. So that's my DACA in the backfield there. My Warlord trait Arch Contaminator means that any plague weapons within 6-inch range of Sabbath get to reroll all wounds, but all plague weapons get to reroll 1s to wound anyway. The entire army has disgustingly resilient, apart from my Chaos Lord and the Rhinos. So they'll ignore wounds, even mortal wounds on a 5-up. And Death Guard can move and advance without penalty to their assault weapons or heavy weapons, and they can rapid fire at 18-inch range instead of 12-inch range. So a slow, shambling horde. I've got some teleport options with the Terminators over here. Plenty of bodies for SayHiPaul and the sisters to dig through. Let's go and have a look at the Imperial Forces. Right, and this is 2,500 points worth of sisters. This is a battalion and the one with the heavies in, elites in, the heavies in. So that gives you 9 command points to play with. But you've also got 11 faith points.
That's right.
Because you get 3 faith points just for free, and then an extra faith point for every 10 sisters. So the fact that you've got 11 faith points tells me that, well, I can see there's a lot of sisters.
97.
97. Adepta Sororitas here. What order are you, sir?
The Order of the Sacred Rose.
And what does that one do?
Ah, yes, the stats. So I never lose more than 1 model to morale.
Okay.
And on Overwatch, I successfully overwatched a 5 or a 6.
5 or 6?
Uh-huh.
So not only are all the flamers that sisters are famous for bringing along, hitting lots and lots of things, but your melters on Overwatch hitting on 5s.
You're forgetting the Holy Bolters. They are on 5s.
Oh yeah, of course. The Holy Bolters.
Holy Bolters.
Warlord traits, Warlords, relics, things like that. Where am I looking?
Okay, so the Canoness is my Warlord.
Yes.
She has the Indomitable Belief Warlord trait, which means... they are pretty much army-wide. Everything gets an ability called... Pretty much everything gets an ability called the Shield of Faith, which gives them a 600 vulnerable save. Okay. Indomitable Belief is an aura buff for her.
Yep.
Any unit with the Shield of Faith within 6 inches of her gets +1 to that save. Okay. So everyone will have a 5 or 6.
Okay. Invulnerable.
Invulnerable.
Shield of Faith. Nice.
Yep. And Relic, she's got the Book of St. Lucius, which I suspect you're going to be seeing a lot. Okay. Which will add 3 inches to her aura. Right, okay, so Shield of Faith is +1, 9-inch range, so everyone within 9 inches of her, which is a big 18-inch bubble, has a 5-up invulnerable save. And will also reroll 1s, because that's the other thing she does. Oh yeah, of course. So it increases the range of all aura. All their auras. Because the Canoness, yeah, that's what they do. They're like captains, like, yeah, Ironically, this model comes with 2 options for this hand, a sword or a book. Right. It has the sword. The book is actually in the right hand of my word-bearer Stark Apostle. Is it? Yeah. You cut it off and put it on, yeah. Yeah, I have to swap it back again. I don't mind you hacking up word-bearers. No. I digress. So that's the Order of the Sacred Rose. Correct. Lots and lots of Overwatch. A better Overwatch shot, and she's buffing them to high heaven. Okay.
What else are we looking at? Where are we going next?
Oh, it's a lot of sisters.
I noticed.
I haven't played this army. I think I played it once in 5th Ed. I played it a lot in 4th Ed.
Right.
So I've not played it for a good while.
Okay.
I've only got handed the book this morning, so please excuse me if I make the odd error here or there. I basically just loaded up everything I've got, came over, and we've sat and worked out a list.
Paul, bring down all the toys. Do you want to play sisters? Yes, please. That's exactly what you said.
Okie dokie. So, easy stuff.
Right.
4 rhinos.
Nice. Easy.
2 exorcists.
2 exorcists. Forge World Exorcist over there as well.
This one is a Forge World Exorcist. Yeah. Well, in the narrative, the exorcists, they've got 2 kinds. One are the sort of factory-produced workhorses.
Yes.
And the others are actually sacred relics.
Yes. The other one.
The other one.
Okay.
And sisters will fight tooth and nail to the death to protect these relics.
Yeah. And they have a really impetuous machine spirit, which means sometimes they fire a lot of guns and sometimes they go...
Heavy D6.
Only one. Yeah, heavy D6 shots, and they excuse that by saying the machine spirit is really playful, impetuous, and some, tantrum-like. Almost like...
Yeah. Well, they did say that back in the day when it was random, but now half the heavy weapons do that. A battle cannon does that.
That's true. Yeah.
And with the case of the battle cannon, it's what got caused in the explosion. With this, it's because these are missile tubes.
Yeah.
It's how many missiles get fired off when this nun plays the organ. There is actually an organ in the. Yeah. There's actually an organ in there that she's playing.
Okay.
And then this servicer at the back is a missile loader.
Okay.
So, sorry.
I like it.
I'm digressing again.
Where are we? Where next?
Yeah, sorry. Okay, so characters.
Yes.
So, Warlord, he's Canoness. This chap is a preacher.
Okay.
And he's got 2 main things that he does. One is, he's got a war hymns ability.
Right.
So, Ministorum and Militarum, actually. Units within 3 or 6 inches. I'll check. It's 3 or 6 inches. Get an extra attack in the fight phase.
Okay, so that would work on guard as well.
Yep.
Nice. So you add that on, say, a unit of catechins at strength 4.
Yep.
Or ogrins.
Yep.
Yeah, that would be a good thing.
And he also gets an ability, I forget the name of it.
Is it Zealot?
Yes, all the Ecclesiarchy ones are Zealots. They will re-roll to hit in the first round of combat.
Yeah.
But he also has a special one, forgive me not remembering the name, but basically any Chaos units within X inches of him have -1 leadership.
Oh, right, like the end of all things then.
Yeah, he's basically shouting them down, going, "Oh, you get off my land, you scum." Right, so he's an elite.
Yes.
These 2 are missionaries, so they're HQ. Very similar to this chap, except they don't get the Chaos Heretical -1 leadership. They get a different one, which I'm going to have to go and check. Pause. Okay, so their ability is called Word of the Emperor. And each time an Adeptus Ministorum model, which does include all the sisters, flees within 6 inches of him, on a 4+, they don't. Okay,
so they might not flee, and even if they do flee, because you're Order of the Sacred Rose, you're only losing a model anyway.
It's not going to be a big deal for me, because I'm going to lose 1 at most each turn, but either way.
But you're going to die to the last girl.
Now, I've got to tell you about this chap. Yes. So, it might look like he's carrying a plasma gun.
Right.
And he is carrying a plasma gun.
Okay.
But he doesn't have a plasma gun.
What?
So this is to do with the fact that the Ministorum can't have armed men as such.
That's right. That's why the sisters exist.
Exactly. So this chap, he was assigned to the Militarum for a long period of time. Mm-hmm. And whilst he was a Militarum member, I mean, he lost his arm, he's got a bionic there, and he had this plasma gun. Mm. But then he was recalled to the Ecclesiarchy, but he wouldn't give it up. It's like a comfort blanket. Mm. And the only deal they could work out was he could have the gun, but not the ammo.
Right, okay.
Which is why the plasma coils are a bit,
faded.
A bit faded.
Okay.
So he's got a plasma gun.
Which he uses as a big club.
Which he uses as a club/auto gun. It sputters a little bit, but it's really just farting plasma.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because there was another heresy. It was the reign of Gore Van Dyer.
The Great Apostasy.
Exactly. Ripped through the Imperium of Man, the biggest heresy since the Horus heresy. And it was when the church tried to take over and take control of the Imperium of Man, and they failed. Long story short, after that, the Adeptus Terra wrote a rule saying that the ecclesiarchy could no longer have men at arms. So men are not allowed to bear arms. So the ecclesiarchy, being the ecclesiarchy, got around it by having lots and lots of women with arms.
Yep.
And it works. But they also split up all the forces. They had one big army before, and they said you can't have one big army as well. That was part of the deal. You have to split up into separate churches, separate orders, separate. So this is the Order of the Sacred Rose. It's similar to Space Marines. If you added them all the Space Marines together, they'd be able to conquer the galaxy. If you added all the sisters together, they'd probably be able to conquer. Well, they did probably be able to conquer the galaxy, but they have their own. Not religions, they have their own orders, they have their own history, they have their own ways of waging war. Anyway, there's some narrative for you. Where are we going next?
Okay, so this is Dialogus. She's an elite character. Long story short, she's an orator. She shouts really nice stuff through her speaker that gets them all riled up. Any Sisters unit can re-roll a failed faith test within 6 inches of her.
Within 6 inches of her.
Yeah.
So acts of faith, we'll get to them in the battle. Every time you do attempt an act of faith, you spend one of these faith points. You've got no way of farming faith points in this list, right? So you've got 11. No. You're going to lose them. We've got no way of farming command points or faith points in this list. Keeping it nice and simple.
I could have taken a warlord trait to farm command points. I can
faith points. Yeah.
I can actually turn command points into faith points if I want to.
You can spend a command point to make a faith point. But
there's also a stratagem when a character dies, they become martyred and you get faith points for them.
Okay.
So that I may get a few back, but maybe not a lot.
Okay, so there's a way of turning some of these into these, but no other farming capabilities. So having a character nearby that gives you the re-roll to passing your act of faith might come in handy.
Indeed.
You just spend a faith point, roll a die, you've got to equal or exceed it to see if the act goes off.
And there's an act for each phase of the game, so you can blow them all pretty quickly. You can do one a phase.
Yeah.
You could blow them all really quickly, or they could spread out through the battle.
Yeah, like there's one in the movement phase, one in the shoot phase, one in the punchy phase, one in the morale. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, sisters. Shall we talk?
Okay. Yes. So
many sisters.
Troops.
Yes.
This is a battle sister squad. As is this. As is this.
Okay.
15, 15, 5.
Okay. You can bring them in 15s, can you?
Yeah, you used to be able to bring them in 20s. I've actually had to take some out of my larger units to bring them down to 15.
I'm assuming you're doing what I've done. What you see is what you get. So the melters and the heavy flamers, the models that...
they've got.
Yes, that's the
It's all the holy trinity of the bolter, the melter, the flamer. So all the weapons are some variation or other of those. Okay. Apart from the odd model that's got a plasma pistol.
Okay.
Okay, now these and these are Simulacrum Imperialis. Basically, it's like a mini reliquary that they carry around, and it makes them feel all holy and faithful.
Okay.
That adds 1 to your faith test. So if you needed to score a 3 or more for a faith test, if you've got one of these in the unit, it's 2 or more.
So these big banner things, these holy icons with these skulls and bones they're carrying, and these sacred text. How do you say it?
Simulacrus Imperialum, I think.
Add 1 to your faith test. And then the re-roll to the faith test. Cool.
Yep.
Next.
All stacks up. Okay. So here we have a unit of 10 Retributors, basically Devastators / Havocs, 4 Holy Bolters and a Simulacrum.
Yep.
Seraphim. 2 pistols, 2 of them have hand flamers. They can drop in, they can deep strike basically. There's some nice stratagems for them.
Okay.
And they get a better invulnerable save because they're sort of angelic. So they start with a 5 up invulnerable save. So if they're within 9 inches of her, they'll have a 4 up invulnerable save.
Cool. And there's ways to think of improving your invulnerable save with faith and other things, or maybe stratagems, but you can never improve it above a 3 up invuln. Yeah.
Also, the Saint Celestine gives all models around her a buff as well.
Yeah, but she's not here. No. Otherwise, she'd be standing side by side next to Guilliman, I imagine.
Yeah, she's only half painted.
Okay, next.
Okay, these 3 units are all Retributor units. Okay. They're all fast attack.
Okay. This squad has got all melters in it.
Yes.
This squad has got all flamers in it.
Yep, and this one's got 4 Stormbolters in it.
Okay.
They have basically a scout move before the battle starts.
Yes.
But if they're all in a transport vehicle, they give it to the transport vehicle.
Okay, so if you stick them in a Rhino or one of these.
Yeah. Okay. From a background perspective, these are the most zealous, most psychotic sisters who, irrespective of any thought for actually winning the battle or personal safety, they want to get to the enemy and purge them. So they just go forward.
So there's even more psychotic sisters.
Yep. So these will be in that Rhino, and these 2 units will be in these immolators.
Yep.
Immolators.
12-inch range heavy flamers, 2d6 auto hit.
And it's basically a Razorback.
Yes.
Basically.
Yes. I like 12-inch range 2d6 auto hit and heavy flamers, so they're brutal.
Yeah.
Who are the naked ladies?
Okay,
Semi-naked.
So they are the Sisters Repentia.
Okay.
So they are effectively Sisters of Battle who have either digressed or feel they have digressed and must repent for their sins or their deficiencies.
So that's why
inadequacies.
So that's why they left their armour at home.
So basically, they cover themselves in holy script. So if you actually look at some of the artwork, they've got purity seals and parchments nailed to them.
Okay.
And stuff. But obviously, GW don't want to make models that are totally naked.
Yes.
And so basically, in order to cleanse their soul of their transgression, they grab an eviscerator and run at the enemy.
Okay. And so if they survive the battle, then the Emperor must have willed it.
Yes. But generally, they keep on repenting and keep on repenting. Little known fact for you, Saint Celestine was a repentia.
Was she?
She became a saint whilst repenting.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
And this lady here is basically the repentia slave driver. Whips them on forward, going, go on, sort your soul out.
So semi-naked ladies in bandages with scripture getting whipped forward.
Yep.
Okay, GW, I can see why you may have changed this model range.
Yep.
Okay,
so...
Penitent engines and mini dreadnoughts running forward with flamers?
No. Well, yes. Stat-wise, yes, they are. They've got 2 heavy flamers, they've got basically dreadnought power weapon type things.
Yes.
They also have Zealot, they also have a Feel No Pain equivalent, and they can fight twice each round.
Yes.
From a background point of view...
It's not a nice place to be.
No, it's for people who've transgressed much worse than they did.
Yes.
They get... that's one I read. They get basically strapped into this engine, and their emotion, their will to repent is what drives the engine.
Yes. It's basically a pain engine doing nasty things to their neurochemistry and driving them forward and on and on. And
no.
No?
No, that's these guys.
Who are these guys?
These are arcoflagellants.
Right.
Arcoflagellation is a punishment worse than being turned into a servitor.
We've got flagellation and naked sisters and pain engines and all sorts.
Yep. So these guys are basically massively augmented battle sort of meat-based battle robots.
Okay.
And their bodies are being kept incredibly serene. They're being played tranquil music. They can't see what's going on. They have a sort of vision of loveliness in their eyes.
Yes.
And then they're herded onto the battlefield. Then someone flicks a switch, and their vision gets replaced with scenes of horror. Their bodies get flushed with combat stims, and they go absolutely hell for leather mental on the nearest thing.
So they turn green, go running forward.
Yep, they Hulk it.
Do you suspect that GW might have to do a retcon on some of this narrative when they fix in on the finished codex rather than the beta codex? Well, some of this is touching cloth, my friend.
Well, you say that, but at the same time they're releasing a Slanesh range where the fiends now have exposed mammaries, and the character is playing a harp made out of human tendons.
Oh yeah, you're right.
So it's be interesting to see what they do with this. I imagine they'll be more clothed than they are, and they might tone down the pain psychoticness of it, but...
Honestly, I hope they don't. I was just wondering what you thought. I hope they don't, because they've always had that... It's grim dark, right?
It is very grim dark.
As well as grim, it's supposed to be dark.
Failing the Emperor is bad for your health.
I know they're trying to get the kiddies into the game and stuff, which is fine, but...
but that Fiend model has really surprised me.
Like horror, like guts, like the bad and the good, the dark side, the light side, all that sort of stuff. Yeah, the Fiend model looks spectacular. Yeah. It looks absolutely spectacular.
That is nothing like a GW model I've seen in the last 15 years.
No. So that's your army.
I don't think I've missed anything.
Lots of sisters, some mad psychotic beasts running at me. We've got some Daka. You're not going to be failing any morale anytime soon, and if you do, you're only going to be losing one model, and I don't really want to charge you, but I've brought a lot of chargy things, so this is going to be very interesting. Let's go on to deployment. And so we're deployed for this 2,500 point game, Strategic Gamble from Chapter Approved 2018. Now we should mention, before we crack on, that apart from the Beta Codex, the Sisters Beta Codex, we're not going to be using any of the beta match play rules. We're going to be using the rules that are the rules. So reserves can come in turn 1 outside of the deployment zone, and anything else that happens to be a beta rule, we don't play beta rules on this channel. When they're rules, we will play them. So in this sector and surrounding area, this place is under the aegis of the Order of the Sacred Rose, and the end of all things have come piling in towards the shrine of St. Palentis Mole. So the crusading army of the Order, the Sisters, has also come piling in to drive them back. Paul deployed everything first. What am I looking at, Paul? There's lots of rhinos and lots of bodies all over the place.
Okay, so these are all the Dominion squads.
Yes.
That's the 5 Sisters, 2 units of 15 in the middle, 10 Retributors. Then we've got the Canoness, the Dialogus, and 1 of the Missionaries.
Okay.
Exorcist, Repentia, Missionary plus Archiflagellants.
Okay.
Oh, I should mention the Preachers in this one with the 5 troops.
So Preacher over here with Battle Sisters. We've got huge blobs of Sisters in the middle with the characters and the HQs. And then we've got close combat goodness on the right flank along with 2 Penitent Engines. Yep. So this right flank is going to be quite punchy. They're shooty there. Yeah, so that's...
And the Seraphim are flying down from the skies, coming down from heaven on burning wings of smiting.
So I deployed like this. Yeah, this board, it was tricky on this board with this spiky thing. Yep. It's not a great deployment.
Damn you, dice gods.
Yes, so I've put Chaos Lord Sabbath with his rerolls next to the Blight Haulers and the Fetid Bloat Drones here. Blight Haulers, Blight Crawlers. And we have 2 units of Poxwalkers being whipped forward. I thought about doing refused flank deployment, which means staying away from stuff on one flank and putting everything on another flank to try and counter your punch. But because the deployment zone is the way it is, I couldn't really squeeze everything in one place to deny you half your army shooting or assaulting. And after trying to do that, I've given up and just spread them across the line. Mephitic Blight Haulers have a 7-inch cover effect. So Plague Marines that are within 7-inch range get +1 to their armor as if they're in cover. So these 2 squads are staying close to that one.
That's nice, I like that.
Yeah, that's nice. There's the 2 squads with the mixed weapons and close combat weapons in here, along with the 2 Malignant Plaguecasters. And talking about +1 cover, any single crater or the rocky piles or the ruins, plenty of cover all the way across this battle grid. The 2 units of 5 Blightlord Terminators are in the Teleportarium, about to flash into battle. And there's plenty of line of sight blocking terrain on this table. Well, around the edges there is. In the middle, not so much. So you deploy first. Do you want to go first?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that means I need to try and steal from you.
Stealing is bad.
I know stealing's bad.
I would say don't steal from friends, but he doesn't like me really, folks.
Well, I am a bad guy. I'm a bad guy, so bad guys are allowed to do bad things, I think. 3, I haven't stolen.
That's
Sisters,
the Emperor talking to you.
The Emperor decrees that the Sisters, the Order of the Sacred Road, must go first. Before the game begins, the 3 Dominion squads use their Vanguard move and come forward into the battle grid. Now, these are the 3 orders that Paul drew in Battle Round 1. Before the game begins, you take 6 cards out of your deck, so Dominion's gone and things like that. But you've drawn these 3 cards. Defend 1, defend 2, and hold the line. Hold the line, you can't score in turn 1. And objective 1 and 2 are in my deployment zone. So Paul is choosing to take a chance, ditching these 2, which get shuffled back into the deck, and has drawn Psychological Warfare. Now, if he scores this at the end of his battle round, he'll get 2 points, not 1. But these are the only 2 orders he has in his hand. And of course, First Strike, destroy something in turn 1. Here we are after the Sisters movement phase. It's been a very aggressive push. They mean to get psychological warfare. Can't get hold of the line this turn. This is one of the objectives that SayHiPaul wanted to defend, and he's all over it now. One of the ones that he chucked away. There's the other one there. Now, what happened up...
badly there.
Yeah. What happened in this flank is these are the squads of Dominions?
Yeah.
These are the squads of Dominions. So, one of them used an act of faith, this one from the furthest Rhino, which you passed, which allowed you to add 3 inches to your move. So they disembarked 3, and then they moved 9. And they've all got flamers, and they're stood right in front of the Poxwalkers. Then the other squad got out, the squad with all the bolters, and then the squad with all the melters got out. And now they are 12 inches away from this, crawler. So suddenly there's 20 Sisters right up in the end of all things lines. And then the vehicles moved after all the squads disembarked. And talking about advancing, well, they didn't advance. But this squad of Sisters, Battle Sisters, 15 of them, you rolled a 5, there it is there. So they ran 11 inches straight through the ruin and into the shrine. They mean to defend it with bolter and with flame. The Relic Exorcisters in the backfield, along with the Missionary and 5 Sisters back there. They're guarding it, keeping it safe. SayHiPaul is aware that my teleportarium is fizzing and the Blight Lord Terminators could deep strike in back there, but there's a perfectly narrative reason for guarding a relic. The other big squad of 15 Sisters just walk forward because they are in bolter range of the Poxwalkers, and then we had a squad of 10 Seraphim flying through the air and landing in the middle of the shrine as well. And Paul means to enact a stratagem, which we'll see at the end of the movement phase. This big squad of Retributors with 4 heavy bolters staying on the shrine, overlooking. And then we had the punchy squads advancing straight up the roadway on the left flank. So basically, most of Paul's army is at the halfway line, or beyond the halfway line already.
Burn, heretic!
So spending a command point on Burning Descent. This means this unit of Seraphim can fire at the end of the movement phase. They'll still be able to fire and assault further into the game turn. And the Hand Flamers go to 12-inch range from 9-inch range, so they can reach out and touch this unit of Poxwalkers here. How many Hand Flamers have you got, sir?
4.
So 4d6 auto hits on the Poxwalkers. That many.
12.
Strength 3, toughness 3, winning on 4s. 7 wounds got through. I am in a crater in ruins, so their 7-up save becomes a 6-up save because this is AP dash. And I make 4 of them, and then I've got 3 disgustingly resilience to make. And I
like you.
Only lose 1 Poxwalker. Then the bolt pistols get to fire, re-rolling ones to hit because the Canoness is stood back there screaming at them, so hitting on 3s. With the re-roll, that was 9 hits, wounding on 3s, because this is strength 4. And again, AP dash, so I do get 6-up cover save. And then I make 2 of them. 4, 5-up disgustingly resilience. Only lose 2 Poxwalkers to that Fusillade. But that happened in the movement phase. You do get to shoot these guys again. What was that, SayHiPaul?
I wanted to make the heretics burn!
Well, you've got plenty of other burny things that can now reach out and touch. So let's move on to the psychic phase. Done. Shooting phase. At the start of the shooting phase, this Dominion squad here is calling upon divine guidance. Act of faith. You need a 4-up to make this.
No buffs on this unit, unfortunately.
And that fails.
No.
That would be a +1 to your hit rolls, and those melters would have been hitting on 2s. But now they're hitting on 3s. You're targeting my
I am indeed.
best crawler.
I am going to overcharge the plasma pistol. Oh, these girls are nutters.
She's got a plasma pistol, has she?
Yeah.
Nice, okay. Melters, 3s to hit. And 3 hits. This is strength 8 versus toughness 8. Force to wound. No wounds.
That sucks.
Don't roll a 1 on your plasma pistol. That will make plasma pistol misses.
Okay, they're obviously so that they just no.
Shot.
just no.
Getting the bad dice rolling out of the way, I reckon. Right, this other Dominion squad?
Yep.
There's 4 flamers in there, and they're going to set these Poxwalkers on fire. 4d6 auto hits after they ran forward. 11 hits, winning on 3s. And that's it. So I'm not in cover, so just disgustingly resilient. And you burn, I make 3 of them, you burn 4. And the bolt gun from the Sergeant equivalent lashed out as well and didn't cause any more wounds. Right, where are we going next, sir?
I'm going to fire the Exorcist over the end of the table at this Plague Burst Squad. The reason being, if by some chance I take a bunch of wounds off it, I might be tempted to try and tickle the last couple off with these bolters.
Okay.
So we'll see how that goes.
Okay. So D6 shots with the Exorcist. 2.
Okay, so that's not happening.
3s. Oh, they both hit. Strength 8 versus Toughness 8. 1 wound.
1.
So it's AP minus 4. I do get a 5-up demon save, which I fail, and it's D6 damage. For 6, the fat 6 damage target acquired symbol popping up there from deploymentzone.tv. If you want any more Winter's SEO battle reports, check out deploymentzone.tv. Me and SayHiPaul did a narrative campaign on there, which was lovely. And that's where you can get the dice from as well, from the merchandise page. Right, advertisement over. 5 up, disgustingly resilient. I make 3 of them. Plague Burst Crawler takes 3 wounds. It's got 9 left. Right, on to the next Dominion squad. Deciding to fire at the Poxwalkers. There's 4 Storm Bolters in there, plus the other shots. And you're all in rapid fire range. These are 27 shots coming into these Poxwalkers. Hitting on 3s and winning on 3s. This might sting a bit.
Wrath of the Holy Bolter.
And rolling to wound. 12 5-up disgustingly resilient saves to make. And I make 4. Right, then it looks like this. Then the Rhino, the Stormbolter on the Rhino fired in, didn't do any damage. Now we're on to the Immolator. Where are you going with that one?
Poxwalkers. I would have liked to have toasted this unit as well, but
no,
not enough damage on this one yet.
Okay, do D6 auto hits for
7.
9. 9, was that? It looked like a 9. It was 7. Wounding on 3s. There's only 2 wounds, and 2 more Poxwalkers get burned. Right, now moving across to the left-hand flank of the battle grid to the other Exorcist. What is it firing at?
It's going to fire at that, a Rhino. That one.
This one? This Rhino. D6 shots.
Oh, missiles away!
3. Yeah. Okay, 3s to hit.
Come on, 3 3s. That isn't 3 3s.
That's 1 hit. Strength 8, toughness 7. That's a wound. It's AP minus 4. I don't get a save. And it's D6 damage. 4. That Rhino's only got 6 wounds left. After the Exorcist fired, we're moving across to this big squad of 15 nuns over here. The multi-melter is going to slam into the Rhino, and then the rest of the guns hitting the Poxwalkers. So the Rhino, you'll hit on 4s because it's a heavy weapon.
Yes.
And you hit, and you'll wound on a 3. Strength 8, toughness 7. That's a wound. I don't get a save. AP minus 4. For 4 damage. The Rhino's only on 2 wounds left, and then we're open up on the Poxwalkers. After the multi-melter failed to kill the Rhino, the bolters slammed into the Poxwalkers. Then the bolt gun shots from the Seraphim slammed into the Poxwalkers. Then a couple of bolters from this big squad up here slammed into the Poxwalkers. And I've got 7 left in that squad. Just 7 left. And then the 4 heavy bolters in this, what squad?
Retributor squad.
Retributor squad, them ones. They're going to try and take off the last 2 wounds of this Rhino. Because
first strike is an objective, therefore play the game.
Yes, so 12 heavy bolters, plus this unit is within range of the cannoness, so hit them on 3s.
I would have rather have gone for one of these units to try and whittle them down and make you fail a morale test. That's what I was going to do.
Right.
But I think the Rhino's a softer... It's a balancing act. I think the Rhino's a softer target.
Yeah, with 2 wounds left, and to be honest, your shooting phase hasn't been very successful.
It's been... No, it hasn't. Okay.
Rather, my disgustingly resilient phase has been rather disgusting.
Okay, praise the Emperor and all that. How many 2s?
That's a lot of 2s.
It's a lot of 2s.
Okay, strength 5, toughness 7.
5s.
You get 3.
3.
At minus 1.
Minus 1.
So 3 4-up saves, 2 wounds to get through. And I failed them both. Now, do I want to be... Yes, I do.
You're going to be that guy. You're going to be that guy.
Because I don't think there's any more shots coming out on that Rhino. I don't think there is. So, 4-up, command point reroll. The Rhino's alive on 1 wound left. Now, the only thing left that can fire at the Rhino is the Immolator. And you're 11.9... You're just in range of this Rhino. So you're deciding to fire at the Rhino. So 2d6...
No, I'm being that guy.
With the Flamer, Snake Eyes. Now, do you want to spend a command point to re-roll?
No, I've got too many other delicious stratagems I want to use to waste them on command point re-rolls like some people.
Strength 5 versus 1 wound at AP -1. 1/4 up save for the for who am I praying to?
Nurgle, the grandfather.
For my grandfather.
Please, grandfather.
Thank you, grandfather. The rhino's alive. Then these two rhinos advance. So they're both popped smoke. So that'd be cover on them. And measuring up and looking across the line, there's nothing left to fire except for the Missionary's auto gun.
Yeah.
Just 24-inch range, and he's just in range of this rhino.
So that's Whisker.
So you're going to fire at it. Hitting on 3s or 4s?
We'll see if I roll a 3. If not, we'll check. That's a hit.
That's a hit.
What's Strength 3.
Okay, you need a 6.
I need another 6.
No.
Damn it.
And that was the last gun in your army. That's the end of the shooting phase. This rhino almost destroyed. A chunk of Poxwalkers taken out, but no first strike. It's going to be a 12-inch charge for the Seraphim now, but they're going to be going through a crater. So it's -2 for them to charge. So they can't make the charge into the Poxwalkers. The only thing that could charge the Poxwalkers is the Immolators and the Sisters around here. So 20 Sisters into the Poxwalkers. Are you thinking? I'm thinking that's a bad idea. Because you're hitting on 3s, wounding on 4s. So let's say 50% of your stuff gets through. I've still got about 10 Poxwalkers to kill.
I'm hitting on 4s.
Are you only hitting on 4s?
Oh, yeah.
So 50% of your hits get through. Then 50% of the
5.
wounds.
SayHiPaul, kill 3 at most.
And there's 10. And I'm fearless. Poxwalkers don't have to take morale. And more than that, your melters won't be firing next turn. And if I charge you, you're overwatching on 5s, right?
Yeah. But you
don't get first strike.
It is the... Okay, so... Here's what I have to weigh up. The Dominions are psychotic, and they just want to get in there and purge. However, the Order of the Sacred Rose is very much stand there and let the enemy hit your spears. Let them burn on the tide of flame as you charge them. So, I think on reflection... I'm going to leave them be. I think the Orders militant training will override the Dominion.
Yeah.
They're
still
urge.
Soldiers, right? They're still soldiers.
They're still soldiers. They will follow orders, and they're going to be held back.
Okay.
Let them break on you, not you on them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's the end of turn 1.
Yeah.
That's the end of turn 1. Unless you want to charge this.
It's not terribly fitting.
It's not terribly fitting, and you'll just get wrapped up with Poxwalkers. So at the end of turn 1, you don't get psychological warfare or hold the line.
And I have not and will never get first strike.
So let's go on to Death Guard. Turn 1. Here are the orders for the end of all things, and I'm not going to ditch 2 of them for 1. I'm not going to take a chance on these because it's 0 points to 0 right now, and I reckon assassinate, kill a character, supremacy, get any 3 objectives. Those are tricky but doable. Big Game Hunter. Take out one of those mini vehicles. That'll be a point, as well as first strike. That will propel me into the lead. So don't need to ditch any of these. Okay, here we are after the Death Guard movement phase. I'm on 3 objectives, so I will get D3 points for supremacy at the end of the turn, and then I just need to wreck open one of these vehicles for first strike. And Big Game Hunter, the Poxwalkers here advanced onto this objective here. They're a troops unit. None of these sisters in front of me are troops units. And I spent a command point on the Dead Walk again. If any infantry model gets killed in the shooting or fight phase, so is it the shooting phase or fight phase? Beginning your movement phase, select unit Poxwalkers until the start of your next movement phase. Replace that Curse of the Walking Pox ability with the following. Each time an infantry model other than a Poxwalker is slain within 7 inches of this unit, add 1 model to the unit. So I intend to kill a bunch of these sisters and then...
Never!
Turn them into Poxwalkers, Walking Dead zombies. And to help me do that, the 2 Feta Bloat drones have jumped over their Sabbath to coordinate their firepower. This Rhino healed a wound. You rolled a 6, and never rolled a 6, but rolled a 6 and has come round to the block. But before it did so, the Plague Marines got out. They're going to charge. Poxwalkers advance forward. Plague Marines got out of this one. They're on this side. Basically, both of the Plague Marines disembarking from the Rhinos. Both of them mean to charge. Both of the Malignant Plaguecasters jumped out on this side because I want to smite and shoot that Rhino open so I can assault the goodness that pops out of it. And that's not all, because we're not playing any of the beta reserve rules. My Blightlord Terminators have teleported in the backfield. Not only does that mean I can charge that Exorcist, but it will also deny Paul hold the line unless he kills 10 Blightlord Terminators. This phase should be absolutely brutal versus the Sisters. However, there's 90 plus models out there. So even if I take a big chunk out of the army, SayHiPaul's turn 2, the Sisters' turn 2, should be also equally brutal, because now all my infantry are on the table. Let's go on to the psychic phase. Malignant Plaguecast number 1. Casting Miasma of Pestilence on that unit. I need a 6. That's a fail. And then he's going to smite. And that's a pass. And it will do D3 mortal wounds against your Rhino. For 3 mortal wounds on the Rhino. And then the second one is going to do Putrescent Vitality on that unit of Poxwalkers, or Plague Marines, which passes. That gives them +1 toughness. And the second one's going to smite as well. I need a 6. That passes. D3 more mortal wounds on the White Rhino for 3. Right, start off with the squad here. There's 2 bolt guns and a heavy flamer. Going to reach out and touch these Seraphim. The heavy flamer, or Plague Spitter, auto hits 5 times. And it's strength 5 versus toughness 3. And it only wounds 3 times. It's -1, but you get +1 because of all the ruins. So 3 up saves. 1 sister dies. And then the bolt guns lash out and hit 3 times and wound on 3. Strength 4 versus toughness 3. Sister's only toughness 3.
Well, they're humans.
Wound twice, yeah. 2 up saves, and you make the saves. Stormbolter flickered out as well, didn't do any damage. Right, now let's crack open that Rhino and get first strike. It's -1 to hit, but let's fire the multi-melter and the missile launcher from the Mythic Blight Hauler into it. Hitting on a 5 with a melter, hitting on a 4 with the missile. Sorry, 5 with a missile. Okay, those shots go wide. There is 2 Blight launchers in this squad here. They will fire out. These Blight launchers, everything from this squad, everything into there. Blight launchers hitting on 4s because of the smoke. That smoke keeping you safe.
Yeah, I'm impressed with the smoke.
Plasma gun, not overcharging. Hits once, strength 7. Wounds at -3 for 1 damage, 6 up save. Make the save. Then the Stormbolters from this squad failed to damage that Rhino. So now we're on to the 3rd squad, firing at that Rhino. So I hope I don't fluff with every single one of these units.
Well, if you do, it will be a mirror of my shooting phase.
It will be. So Blight launchers hitting on 4s because of smoke. What am I doing? I'm rolling too many dice.
That's alright, you have the 1 hit. It's fine.
1 hit. Wounds at -2. And you make the save.
Oh!
Plasma. I wouldn't normally be in rapid fire range, but Death Guard, it's a thing. Force to wound. No wounds.
Man. I'm now feeling bad.
Bolt guns. 4s. 3 hits. 5s. 2 wounds. 2 threat saves. I took a wound off.
Hey.
It's down to 3 wounds left. And everything here fluffed. Okay, so what I'm going to do is the heavy slugger from the Plague Burst Crawler is going to hit the Seraphim. And then I'm going to put the mortar fire and the entropy cannons into that. We'll do the sluggers off camera in a minute. But the entropy cannons will hit on 5s. 1 hit, that's all I need. Strength 8, toughness 7. Wounds, it's AP -4.
Okay, I have a 6 vulnerable save.
Oh yeah. No.
No.
D6 damage. 6. That is a dead Rhino which goes kablooey. Doesn't go kablooey. How many units are inside?
Units?
You know, models, those 10. Things. 10? Mm-hmm. More than 2 then?
Yeah.
6 is 2. Well, no, 1s. 1-1. So 1 dies as they scramble out of the wreckage. The Repentia squad deploy behind the Rhino, the wrecked Rhino, making my charge longer from the Plague Marines. Then the Sluggers reached out and touched the Seraphim, doing no damage. But at least that is first strike. And Big Game Hunter. Wobbly models don't stand up very well on all these...
it's lead, and it's got a very high centre of gravity on a small base. Physics.
Oh yeah, physics works. Right, okay. This Plague Burst mortar can't fire its mortar within 12-inch range. So I think you tell me that these girls are really nasty. So let's pick on them.
Yeah, but...
I'm going to put a mortar down into them, because otherwise you're going to come wheeling in and eat my Plague Marines. Yeah, mortar into them. And then the Slugger will go into the Melter Squad, because I'm scared of them. And the Entropy Cannons will go into the one with the 2 big flamers. So let's hit the one with the 2 big flamers. Entropy Cannons, 4s. 1 hit. Strength 8. Doesn't wound.
Oh man, your face is whiffing as bad as mine.
Sluggers. 3 hits, because I'm hitting on 4s. Strength 5. 3 wounds. 3 wounds on the Melter Girls. It's -1. A heavy slugger.
4s. Ooh.
You failed all 3. 3 sisters die, and with the Dead Walk again stratagem, end up becoming Poxwalkers. Brilliant.
It's a lie.
No, they are now zombies.
No, there were corpses under the floor that you've just animated. It's not true.
D6 shots coming in. Fire from the sky. And that's 4 shots. Hitting on 4s. And I reroll 1s because there's a Chaos Lord stood next to them. 2 hits. Strength 8.
Yeah.
Rerolling 1s. Plague Weapon.
Oh, that's handy.
2 wounds at -2.
6 of the vulnerable, I think.
Maybe 1 dies. Repentiers do have Shield of Faith, so only 1 died. Right, back over here. Sabbath fires a bolt pistol in at the Melter Squad and hits and doesn't wound. Oh dear.
Oh man.
Right, let's fire 6 heavy Blight Launcher shots in at this remaining Melter Squad of 2. Yes, let's... Yes. 4s. I get 4 hits. This is strength 6 though. I'm wounding on 2s.
2s.
4 wounds at -2, so 4 5-up saves. And that's the squad. 2 more Poxwalkers. And now this one is going to fire 6 shots into all these flamers that are going to kebab me next turn. So 4s to hit. And that is 4 hits. That's useful.
That's good.
Strength 6, so I need 2s.
It's good. It's good that you need 2s.
4 wounds at -2. And only 1 gets turned into a zombie. Really need more flamers dead. Looking across here, measuring, looking down, there's 3 bolt guns in this squad, which can fire out, which can reach out and touch. So I need 3s. Am I in 6-inch range of Sabbath? Yes, I am. 3 hits. And 3s to wound. 2 wounds. 2 3-up saves. And you make a save. That's all my gunfire. Now this unit of Poxwalkers can't charge because I advanced onto the objective. There's still 3 more flamers there and all the storm bolters there, so they might not be there for very much longer. Shooting. Oh yeah, Blight Lord Terminators in the backfield. Let's shoot some guns. Right, Terminators. What I'm going to do is rapid fire the storm bolters into the girls because I've got 18-inch rapid fire range. You have to be
more specific. There are 90 of them.
The ones with the big chainsaws who look really mean.
Oh, okay.
Who should have put more clothes on. And then the Blight launchers are going to hit the Stompy Crucifix thing. Do the Stompy Crucifix thing first. 2 hits. Strength 6. I think they're toughness 5.
I'll check.
That's the wounds.
6. Toughness 6.
Okay. They have a 4-up save, so this is a 6-up to save because of AP -2, which you make. Combi bolters into the girls. Lots of shots. 3s to hit. 8 hits on the Repenters, 3s to wound. Whoa, that's 8 wounds. And they have a 6-up Shield of Faith, and that's it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh dear. And that's the squad. I think I just made Paul sad.
They're my favourite unit. They're all my favourite unit. I like those ones so much. They're so vicious. Right.
The next squad of Blight Lord Terminators is going to fire that creature one more time. Blight Launchers, 3s. Everything hit this time. Strength 6 versus Toughness 6. I need 4s. And I reroll 1s because it's a plague weapon. So only 1
You
wound.
rerolled the 1?
So a 6-up save, sir. No. D3 damage. For 1.
Okie doke. They're desperate for redemption. I ignore one of them.
It was only 1. Oh yeah, it was only 1 wound anyway with
God
D3.
Damn it. I'm not that desperate.
Then the combi bolt of fire just bounced, and that is the end of my shooting phase. I've killed a Rhino and the Repenters, all who came spilling out of it. I said that that would have been a brutal turn at the start of my phase, and it wasn't as brutal as it could have been. So now we've got to get some charges on. The Rhino is going to charge into the Seraphim squad to eat the Overwatch, so this other squad can go wheeling in there. And more importantly, if I charge into them, while they have a fly key where they can fall back and shoot, they can't then fall back and charge something else downtown, something a bit more precious. And then over here, both of the squads of Terminators are going to try and hit this Exorcist. We'll do the Overwatch off camera in a second, but I need a 9-inch charge. And that fails, so you'll be able to Overwatch that squad. And then the other squad, 9-inch charge, that's an 8.
He's tempted.
I think I have to spend that command point. 50-50 chance to get in. I'm in. The Blightlord Terminators make it into contact with the Exorcist. No wounds taken on Overwatch here, therefore up and vulnerable save, keeping them safe. The Rhino engages the Seraphim, and then my squad behind failed the charge. Not only that, the second unit of Plague Marines back here failed the charge because I'm in a crater, and I've already used the command point reroll to get into the Exorcist. So -2 when you charge through a crater. So we have Rhino.
Burnt one.
What?
I burnt one.
Yeah, you did burn one. One died. Yes, one got lit on fire. So we've only got Rhino versus Seraphim and Terminators versus Exorcist. So we'll start over here. Flail of Corruption striking the Toughness 8 Exorcist. This could be a problem. You get D3 attacks for every attack. I have 2 attacks, so 2 D3.
That's more like it.
6 attacks, hitting on 3s. 2 hits.
Oh my god!
Strength 6.
Oh my god! Oh, plague weapon.
It's a plague weapon.
Oh my god!
Flare of Corruption doesn't wound. It just smashes against the hull. Now I've got some swords. There's 2 swords, 4 attacks, 3s to hit, and 6s to wound because you're toughness 8. And it is a plague weapon. The Bile Sword. I do a wound, -3.
-3, okay.
Yeah.
6 up.
Nope.
No.
I take a wound off it, and then there's 2 axes. Now the champion has an axe, plus the other dude. So 3s to hit. 3 hits. Strength 5, so 5s to wound.
5s to wound.
It's a plague weapon. 2 wounds.
Good.
-2, so.
5s.
5s. Loses 1 more wound. It only does 1 wound each. The Blightlord Terminators only do 2 wounds. Now these Exorcist toughness 8 with 12 wounds, so it's still got 10 left. Then the Rhino tried to run over some Seraphim, but they dodged nimbly aside. And now we have the Sisters fighting back. Sisters are strength 3, so the Seraphim just scratch the paintwork of that Rhino, refusing to damage it, and the Exorcist doesn't damage the Blightlord Terminators. And that is the end of Death Guard turn 1. It could have been a much more brutal turn, but in the end, I pushed forward, hurt a few units, and that's about it. Bounced in a number of places. I have got First Strike and Big Game Hunter, and I'm going to ditch Assassinate. This might be a bit hard to get. So First Strike and Big Game Hunter, that's 2 points, and I get D3 points for Supremacy. So, 1 minute. That's worth 3.
So we both had pretty sucky first shooting turns,
yes.
But you're winning 5-0.
I am winning 5-0. Let's go to Sisters turn 2. Here are the objectives for the Order of the Sacred Rose. Secure 4 Kingslayer and hold the line. Now secure 4 is down in my table edge. Kingslayer's tricky. Hold the line. They need to clear away all of the Blightlord Terminators. You say you're ditching 2 more cards. You're going to gamble again.
Yeah, I'm going to take a chance.
Take a chance.
Quote. Ditch those,
yes,
and I will complete this in this turn.
Secure objective 1. Here we are after the Sacred Rose movement phase, and they're being aggressive as usual. They need to get 1 and 4, which are these 2 here. Yes, 1 and 4. Yes, I'm correct. And then over here...
That's me take a chance 1. I get 2 points if I get that this turn.
Right, so they broke out of combat, the Seraphim over here.
Yep.
So they can't charge, but you're within range, which means you need to wipe out these troops. And it looks like you're pushing forward with everything to achieve this objective.
She's drunk.
Falling over again. And then over here, pushing forward to kill as many Poxwalkers as you can. Flamers, the Immolators all in range, the Penitent Engine running up the table, the Exorcist, of course, in the backfield, staying still. But there's going to be a clash of Ceramite on filth in the middle of the battle table. Now over here, these guys, what are they called?
They are Arcoflagellants.
Right, they've jumped out of that Rhino, then the Rhino bust forward, and it looks like they're going to charge and do their thing. Now, part of the reason for me dropping my Blight Lord Terminators in the backfield is making you turn around to deal with them. And you certainly have both Penitent Engines and this character.
Yeah, the Mistress of Repentance. Well, these guys have just murdered all of her charges.
Right, so she's a bit angry.
Yep.
She's coming back for blood.
Yep.
Of course, the Exorcist has broken out of combat and you pop smoke.
And in the shooting phase, I will pop smoke. I've just moved it so I don't forget.
Okay, cool. I like it. Right, it's down the shooting phase. This big squad of 15 sisters are calling upon divine guidance and act of faith. What do you need? What's going on?
I need a 4.
Yes.
But because I'm holding a relic, I need a 3. And with the Dialogus being in range, that is the reroll.
Okay.
So 3 with a reroll.
Oh, you make it anyway. So that means this squad here will hit on 2s when they shoot.
Correct.
And you're in range of the cannon there, so you're rerolling 1s.
Correct.
This is going to sting. Right, where are we starting, Paul?
So we're not starting with that unit.
Yeah.
You don't have to do that straight away. It's just you have to do it at the start of the shooting phase. Okay,
so you do the active phase at the start of the phase, but you don't have to pull the trigger on them yet.
Correct.
So where are we going?
So I think I'm going to burn these Terminators a lot with 1, 2, 3, 4 heavy flamers. Okay. So you're going to do both of these units at the same time, auto hitting for many auto hits. These are heavy flamers, 18 hits. Strength 5, toughness 5. Burn, heretic!
Ooh. What was that, Paul?
Well, you could just have a suntan.
Suntan. 7 wounds get through. -1, so 3 ups. I do fail 2. Disgustingly resilience. I pass them. You do no wounds. No burning of heretics going on here, my friend. From the left flank, back over here. Now, this thing shouldn't have been there. He fell off the table, so there was some emergency repair. He was tucked in there. We're firing the Exorcist now.
Yeah, Exorcist at the Blight Hall mortar thing.
Tank on tank action.
Yes.
D6 shots with the angry launcher organ pipes of doom. For, I don't know, I can't see it.
It's probably cocked.
That's cocked, right again. Why, what was it?
No, it's cocked.
4 shots.
I'll take that.
3s to hit.
Can you hear the organ play?
Yes, I can when 3 of them hit. Strength 8, toughness 8. 2 wounds, 2 5-up and buns. I've failed them both. 2 d6 damage. This weapon is brutal. Or not so brutal. That was
How
only
many
4
have you
wounds.
got left?
He's got 9 left. Do you want a command point reroll? Because I've got 4 disgusting resilience to make so far.
Feels like it'd be a good idea.
It does.
Let's do 1.
Okay.
I'll acquiesce to that 1. I think.
Okay. That's better.
That's better.
That's 8. 8 resilient saves, and I make 4 of them. The Crawler's got 5 wounds left, and then Paul, first time playing Sisters, and he got the book today, dipping in and out of the book, discovered a stratagem which you should have done straight after passing the Faith test, which you definitely would have done, called Faith and Fury.
Yeah.
Faith and Fury on this squad here costs us command point, but they can re-roll wound rolls of 1.
To the end of the phase.
Okay, so they're hitting on 2s, re-rolling wound rolls of 1, like a captain and lieutenant close to them. Right, where are we shooting?
Okay, first off, I think we'll start with this unit of 15 Sisters firing at the Poxwalkers.
So this is the one without all the faiths or anything. Correct. And you want to clear away the Poxwalkers because there is 1 on that objective which is worth 2 points. This is a lot of dagger.
Well, I want to shoot and charge those with this massive blob of 15. I want to mug them, but I need them out of the way first. Okay.
Heavy Flamer hits 4 times, wounds on 3s. 3 wounds, I don't get a save. 3 disgustingly resilience. You kill 2. And Paul declare the melter is flicking out and touching one of these Plague Marines, which hits on a 3. And wounds on a 3. And that's a wound. -4. I am in a thing, so I do get a 6. Which I fail. D6 damage. Get 1 disgustingly resilient from a melter gun. I make it.
Nah, he's resilient.
He is very resilient. How many bolt shots did we work out?
25.
25 bolt shots coming in on the Poxwalkers. And there were only 5 Poxwalkers left. They got wiped out. Now we're on to the Seraphim. They fell back from combat, but they're the fly keyword. They're shooting at the Plague Marines. And this is the hand flamer hits.
It is indeed.
18 auto hits with the hand flamers, winning on 5s, because I'm a Plague Marine and I'm tough. 9 wounds. I do get a 2-up save though. I make them all because of the cover thing. I like it. Then the bolt pistol slammed in, causing 3 wounds, 3 2-up saves, and I save everything from the Seraphim squad. Then the Plague Marines were shot at by the Preacher and the Canoness, doing no damage. Now we're going on to this squad, which is hitting on 2s because of their divine guidance, rerolling 1s to wound. And he spent another command point on...
Holy Trinity. So, Bolt and Melter Flamer. If one of each of those is in range and all shooting at the same target, it's +1 to wound.
Whoa. So all of them picking on these Plague Marines?
Yep.
Nice. Okay, Multi-Melter needs a 4 to hit.
4.
+1 is 3. That's a hit, and it's a 2 to wound now because of the +1 to wound.
Rerolling 1s.
Which wounds? I need a 6. I don't get a 6. D6 damage for 3. Disgustingly resilient. You kill 1.
Oh, close.
Flame on for 6 auto hits. The Holy Trinity coming into effect. So this is +1 to wound.
Yeah, so it would normally be on 4s. So 5, so it's 4s rerolling 1s.
Yes. Strength 4 versus toughness 5, but +1 because of the stratagem. Rerolling 1s because of the other thingy. 2s though. I am in a crater. I make.
You are due to fail some 2-up saves.
I am. Well, now we're about to get shot at by lots and lots and lots of bolters. After rolling to hit and to wound, 14 wounds got through. 2 ups because of the terrain. I failed 2. Disgustingly resilient. And I make 1 of them as well. So you only kill 1. That terrain is keeping my Plague Marine safe, sir. You got 4 to get through, Paul. This isn't working. What you doing now?
Wow, Immolator.
Immolator, this one?
Yeah.
Okay, 2d6 shots. 12, the magic 12. 12 auto hits. Strength 5 versus toughness 5. 4s to wound. And that's...
Oh, now we get all the ones.
6 wounds got through at -1, but +1 because of the terrain. I failed 2. Disgustingly resilient. I failed 2. You kill 2 more. There's 2 more left. Right, this objective is worth 2 points. Now, he could charge in with lots and lots and lots of sisters, but there's a crater. It's not guaranteed. So this Retribution squad...
Yep, close enough.
Right, they're firing down into these 2 remaining Plague Marines. 12 heavy bolters coming in hot, hitting on 3s. 7 hits, wounding on 4s now. And that's pretty good. That's 5 wounds. It's at AP -1, but with the terrain I get a +1. So basically 5 3-up saves. And disgustingly resilient. And 1 more dies, but there are the bolters that we have pre-measured, can reach out and touch. So 6 more shots to kill 1 more Plague Marine. Only 2 hits. And no wounds. Oh no. The Plague Champion is left there standing defiant, yelling out, "You shall not pass." After that shot, then we had the Stormbolter from the Rhino reaching out and killing one of the Plague Marines in the back squad over on the left flank. Now we're over here to Stormbolter Hell and Immolators and Poxwalkers in front of you. Basically, lots and lots and lots of firepower is about to destroy my Poxwalkers. And when the smoke clears, so much smoke and flame and Stormbolter fire, there are no more Poxwalkers left on this battle grid. They have been purged away. And that is the end of the shooting phase. We're going to go on to the charge phase now, and there's going to be charges all across the line into the end of all things. Right, we're partway into the charge phase here. This squad of Plague Marines got charged by the Rhino, eating the Overwatch, before the Arco-Flagellants came wheeling in there. The idea is he wipes out this troops unit and scores that objective, because this one at the back is more than 3 inches away from the centre of that objective and cannot score it. Over here, both of the Penitent engines went in against the first squad of Blight Lord Terminators. One of them took a wound on Overwatch before it went in there. And instead of charging straight in, he's moved them around the side. So if he does wipe out those Blight Lord Terminators, he can consolidate back in and lock up.
When, mate? When?
Then you can lock up the Blight Lord Terminators. Over here, the Seraphim can't charge because they fell back out of combat. But this squad have survived the Overwatch. Now they want to get in. And it's 7 because of the crater, or 6? It was 6. It's 7 away, so you need a 6.
Yeah.
With the +2. Oh dear.
Next unit.
Next unit, and the other unit here. So I'll do Overwatch in a second. Yeah, they're in. And the unit makes it in there. Now we come across to this squad. I'll fire the Overwatch. You're charging the Plague Burst Crawler. You need an 8-inch charge to lock it down. And...
That's cocked.
Reckon? I'll just say, okay, that's an 11. They're in. That means the Plague Burst Crawler will not be shooting. So the Dominion squad make it into the Plague Burst Crawler, and my Chaos Lord, Sabbath, has heroically intervened. That's the end of the charge phases. Where do you wish to start the fight phase, sir?
Well, the first thing I want to do is use Adepta Faith, the Passion, on this unit.
On this unit?
Yep, they can be nominated. If I pass, they can be nominated to fight twice this phase.
Oh, okay, alright.
Normally be a 5. I've got a relic, which makes it a foot.
This
got a relic.
Yeah.
Which makes it a 4. I'm out of range to Dialogus though, but don't need the reroll.
Okay.
So they can be nominated to fight twice.
Okay. Where do you wish to start the fight phase?
Well, it's a tricky one.
I know, because I have got a number of command points and I could pay to interrupt. And, yeah, decisions.
Well, I just love these so much. I know you will probably interrupt with the Terminators, but I just want these to do their thing so much.
I'll go Flagellants into Plague Marines.
Okay, so I'm going to spend 2 command points on Extremist Trigger Word.
Okay. Trigger word.
Trigger word. You know, I said earlier about all the sereneness and oh, everything's fine. Yeah. Then they just get injected into hell.
Oh, right, okay.
That.
Right, so what this does is Archiflagellants have a random number of attacks, D3 each, but this gives them a flat 3 damage, flat 3 attacks instead of D3.
It's D3 attacks for every attack on their profile.
Whoa.
Okay, sorry, for every attack they've got.
Yeah.
They have 2 base.
Yeah.
Because of his war hymns, they've got an extra 1. So they've got 3 each, which is now, rather than D3, 3.
So they've got 9 attacks.
Each. Yeah.
Right, there's 6 guys there. Each of them has 9 attacks, so that's 54 attacks. Hitting on what? Yeah, you're very happy. And this is half of the dice roll.
Hitting on 3s, re-rolling because of Zealot.
Okay, 3s to hit.
If I wasn't afraid of the Overwatch on the other squad, I should have charged them both.
Yeah, you did tell me that this was quite a frightening unit.
And you scoffed.
I believe you. And then we're going to re-roll to hit. Re-rolling. And this is half of the hits. What is their strength? Is it?
5.
5, so you're wounding on 4s, because I'm toughness.
We're -1.
Okay. Right, 22 hits got through. Now we're rolling to wound. Strength 5, toughness 5. And again, reminding myself, this is half of them. So 4s to wound. AP -1, you say?
Yep.
This is only a flat 1 damage, right? It isn't like...
Yeah.
Okay. So 4s. I fail 6. Disgustingly resilient. You kill 4 so far, and now you got another 27 to go, and there are only 3 Plague Marines left. Hitting. Re-rolling. Wounding. On 4s. Only 7 got through. There's an awful lot of failed wounds there. 4s. I failed 3. Disgustingly resilient. 1 is alive. Somehow, the Plague Champion stands firm. And this is where we end up after that fight phase. The Plague Champion is surrounded. Now, do I pay 2 command points to interrupt? They're fighting twice, right? So even if I interrupt and kill some of them, you're definitely going to kill that dude. But Penitent Engines, they fight twice.
Each one fights twice.
So they've got 8 attacks. Because they've got 4 attacks, times 2 is 8. So that's 16 attacks.
Yeah, they're also Zealots.
And re-rolled a hit.
Yeah.
I think I need to interrupt. Alright, on to the Terminators. I'm really scared, so I spent another command point on Veterans of the Long War. That's +1 to wound. I need to kill one of these before you absolutely annihilate me. So starting off with the Flail of Corruption, 2d3 hits. So I've got 3 hits.
Is that attacks or hits?
Attacks, sorry. Attacks. Hitting on 3s. 1 hit. Strength 6. So I would be wounding on 4, but wounding on 3 because of Veterans. There's a wound at -2.
Same
everything's going on that one, by the way.
Same on 6?
Yes.
How much damage?
D3. For 3.
Okay, no. Desperate for redemption.
What's that?
2 get through. It's 5 up.
They got 5 up. Disgustingly resilient.
No, they're desperate for redemption.
Disgustingly. Okay, so axes.
No, hang on.
What?
That's berserk killing machines, not desperate for redemption.
Okay.
Exactly the same thing. Just got the wrong name.
Right. Swords. So the swords hit on 3s. This is not going well. Wounding on 4s because of veterans. Oh, no.
Right, it's not going well.
And then I've got 5 axe attacks, 4 wounds left to get through, 3s. I only hit 3 times.
Close.
I'm not going to kill it.
Only 1 damage each.
Strength 5, yeah. So 4's to wound. 2 wounds at -2.
Saves a 6.
Nope.
How many damage? 1 damage each.
And then berserk killing, yeah.
Berserk killing machines. Yeah, okay, down to 2.
So it takes 2 more wounds, but it's not dead.
No.
And that cost me 3 command points.
Yes.
Now you're going to hit me.
Yes.
Oh dear. Right, so the penitent engine that I smacked is about to smack back again, fighting twice, doing it at the same time. So this is 8 attacks. What do they hit on?
3s.
Do they?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the zealots.
Okay. So you rerolled a hit because you failed to hit 4 times. Okay, 6 hits. What is their strength?
10.
Is it?
Yeah, base strength of 5, penitent buzzblade times 2.
These saw things.
Yeah.
Okay, 2s to win.
2s. That's good.
AP?
-3.
Is it? 4 up and vulnerable saves. Are they multiple damage weapons?
3 each.
Are they?
Yes.
Okay, so I failed 3. Blightlord Terminators have 2 wounds apiece. So the first one is dead, disgustingly resilient. Second one, disgusting, dead. Third one, dead. You killed 3 Terminators. Now, even if I pull from these 3, you can still pile in 3 inches and attack with the second engine. So I'm keeping the Plague Sergeant and the Flail alive, and then this woman with the whips has come piling in first.
The Mistress of Redemption.
She thinks she can take out a Blightlord Terminator, does she?
Well, we shall see, sir. We shall see.
Right, okay. Whip me, baby, one more time.
She's got 2 attacks. She's got 3s.
I'm glad you ignored me. 1 hit.
Yes, I did.
Strength?
Look, that's the wrong profile. She has 3 attacks. What did I roll? 2.
Yeah.
So 2 hits.
Right, okay.
Right, okay. So add 1 to the wound rolls for attacks made by the weapon if the target's unit highest leadership is less than 8.
9 right now.
9, right, okay. So, 6s, no, 5s.
1 wound. At AP.
-2.
-2.
Neural whips.
No, I failed to save. How much damage?
Just the 1.
Disgusting. I take it.
Yes.
I take your whip. You going to pile in with this thing now?
Well, I suppose I have to.
Okay.
Disappointing not killing them all with the first one, but you know.
These things are good.
Yes.
I think when I did my Beta Codex review, I thought they were too expensive and you wouldn't see them.
You were wrong.
I was so right.
You also said you wouldn't see those. In fact, you said, there's no point in reading this strategy out, you'll never see it.
Did I?
Yes.
Mistakes
I thought, I'm playing you next week. Yes, you will.
Mistakes were made.
Mistakes were made.
8 attacks with the other engine. 3s. Rerolling a hit. And 7 hits. And so 2 strength 10. 7 wounds. Minus a lot. I need 4 up and vuns. Okay, I fell 4 that time. Disgustingly resilient.
3 damage each, mate.
Oh yeah. Well, 1's dead. Disgustingly resilient. They're dead.
They're dead.
They're dead, Dave.
They're dead.
Everybody's dead. So the engine consolidated forward, the one that just finished the fighting, and because I took from it in, you had to pile in to the Blightlord Terminators. When you've turned around to consolidate and type these Terminators, not close enough.
No.
So that was a top tip.
I normally, when they're independent, they wouldn't end up that close to each other. It's just the way the terrain and then the circumstances have dictated that they've ended up like that.
You want to tie them up because you don't want them sneaking around the edge and hitting that thing again and stopping you shooting them one more time.
They really just scratched the paint last time, so yeah, bring it on.
I know. So basically, if I don't hit that, then I'm going to have these charging me, and if I do...
I don't think there's much down for them.
No, I don't think there's much down for them. Right, so they're fought, and the Nutters have fought. And so we're on to lots of sisters fighting twice against this one plague champion. So in the fight in the centre, The sisters absolutely swarm that Plague Marine and take him down, claiming this objective. Now you said you want to attack with a Rhino because you want to kill this Plague Marine.
Yeah,
are they truths?
No.
Oh, so I'm still stopping you from scoring that. 6 to hit then, my friend. 1 hit. It's a 3 to wound. Ooh, the Rhino.
Come on, Rhino. It's an Inquisitorial Rhino.
3 up save.
Which isn't a thing. Oh!
Bang. So I prevent you from stopping that, from stealing that objective. He digs his heels in. Yeah, we did the big fight in the middle. And now we've got lots and lots of sisters hitting a Plague Burst Crawler. So a couple piling into Sabbath, my Chaos Lord. How many attacking him?
Okay, so the Superior
and
those 3 are going to attack him.
Okay, yeah, everyone within... The one's within an inch of an inch.
Superior with a power sword.
Yes. She hits on...
1 hit.
Okay, 5's to wound.
Yep.
That's a wound. I have a Sigil of Corruption. Which
is on the blink. Insufficient your unholy relics against the Emperor's righteous fury.
That happened.
With 1 wound.
Eddie's not disgusting or resilient, so it goes straight through. She finds a chink in his barrel.
What a breath of fresh air. I wounded it and it actually was wounded. It's like being on holiday. Oh, come on, have him. Don't have him.
No, okay. So those were the other sisters banging into...
And then against the tank.
4s and 6s.
No.
Nothing. Right, can I strike back now?
If you must.
Okay. Sabbath hits you on 2s. And he hits every time. He will wound on 3s. He's strength 4. He's only got a chainsword. Chainsword, I get an extra attack. There you go. 3s. I wound twice. Only twice against your sister, sir. And one of them falls. He wets his blade. Right, after the fight with the tank, I think the last thing left to fire is my Plague Champion smacking your absolute nutters. What are they called? These
Arco-flagellants.
I do not like them. 4's to hit because I got a power fist. 1 hits. 2's to wound. I wound you. Don't tell me they have an invulnerable save on top of everything else.
They probably have Shield of Faith.
Okay.
I'm checking.
No Shield of Faith. They don't have a save. D3 damage for 3.
Okay, come on.
Kill 1.
Just 2 wounds each.
They have 2 wounds each?
Yeah.
Okay. So, not much saving going on there, but they're pretty tough. Basically,
these are like servitors. That's why, of course, they don't have Shield of Faith. They're not faithful. They're just people who are being punished by turning into these things.
Okay. And then the Plague Burst Crawler will strike back over here. I need 6s. I don't hit. That's the end of the fight phase. Do we have any morale anywhere?
So we will.
Oh yeah.
At the end of the fight phase, I have to roll a d6 for each Arco-flagellant that's still alive.
Okay.
The drugs will ravage their system.
Okay.
On a 6, a model is slain.
Okay. Oh, no. So they're okay with the drugs. They find them quite refreshing. Morale phase. I've definitely got morale to take here. Yes, he's running away. That, of course, gives you that objective there. And looking across the table, calculating numbers, there is no morale for the Order of the Sacred Rose. They stand firm. And you've achieved your 2 objectives. You get a point for that one. You get double the points for that one because you took a chance. So it's 3 points to the Imperium and 5 points to the Death Guard. But more importantly, this flank is collapsed. Well, almost collapsed. I've got 2 units of Plague Marines on Mythic. This flank is in peril.
All right.
We're in peril. A little bit of peril. The centre's collapsed. That's what I meant to say. I'm looking across the line through this, thinking there's lots of collapsing going on. The centre's collapsed. My shooting on the right flank is shut down. You ate a unit of Blight Lord Terminators with ease without taking much damage from one of these pets.
For the Emperor!
Yeah.
Sorry. For the Emperor!
Let's go on to Death Guard Turn 2. Here are the orders for the end of all things. Death begets life. Basically, I get a point for every 7 models I can kill. Now, I think I can definitely kill 7. But if I kill 14, I get 2 points. And secure objective 4, the Arco-flagellants are on, but they're going to get it this turn. So I'm definitely, almost certainly going to get these 2. So there's no point trading in 2 cards to gamble for 1. Area denial, though. The sisters are swarming the centre. I'm not going to be able to get that one. So the Death Guard have been backed into a corner and they need to blast their way out of here with Death Begets Life. Basically, every 7 models I kill, I get a point. So this is the turn where I really, really need to kill stuff. Thought about breaking the Plague Burst Crawler out of combat, but if I do, one, there's not enough room to maneuver, and two, you're just going to charge it with something else anyway. So leave them there, and then this unit will be smacking a Plague Burst Crawler, which they're not going to be doing very much damage against. And if they fall back next turn, at least they're not shooting. Sabbath, however, has dropped out my Chaos Lord, and the 2 drones dropping up and over. I'm still within 6-inch range of re-rolling hit rolls of 1 and re-rolling wounds of what? You were laughing. What?
He's fallen back against a squad of nuns.
Yeah, but... Okay, that is quite comical. Put down as much firepower as I can here. This Rhino is going to charge them. Again, shut them down from shooting. Meanwhile, lots and lots and lots of shots going to go against the Seraphim and this sister squad here. Try and kill as many bodies as possible. These Arco-Flagellants, they have to die. And that's one of the objectives I need, I think. Yes, objective 4, need that one. Already objective securing that with my troops. And in the backfield, the Blight Lord Terminators are conga lining their way towards that Exorcist. Yes, they're going to die when those Penitent Engines come charging in, but we've found out that I can't kill those Penitent Engines in 1 round of combat, so there's no point in charging them. Let's at least shut down that Exorcist for 1 more turn. Right, Psychic Phase. This Malignant Playcaster is going to smite your Flagellants. And that is a pass. It does D3 mortal wounds. For 6 mortal wounds. That's 2.5 Flagellants, 1.5 Flagellants dead. What's this?
I think I have dice I can roll.
I don't think you have.
Yes, I do. Ignoring a wound.
What, on 6s?
5s.
Do they?
Yeah, he killed 1.
Okay. And then Miasma of Pestilence on something. On these guys. That passes. They'll be -1 to hit.
Fallout?
And yeah, Pestilential Fallout will hit them for a wound, which puts a wound on another.
You'll have got it as well for the first one as well, won't you?
I think it's 7 or more. No, I didn't get enough to hurt it. And then the next one, Putrescent Vitality on them, which passes, and it isn't Pestilential Fallout. It needs 7 to cause a mortal wound, and he's going to smite. I need a 6. And that's a smite. Now that's Pestilential Fallout. That'll wound 1, which you ignore on a 6, did you say?
5.
Okay, you put him back. D3 mortal wounds for 1.
That gets him.
Okay, finally. Right, I killed 2 Arco-Flagellants, and these guys are -1 to hit, and they're a bit tougher. Right, Psychic Phase over. Let's shoot some stuff in the shooting phase, trying to clear away as many bodies as I can. So, Heavy Slugger and Mortar from the Plague Burst Crawler will hit this unit in the middle. Because I'm trying to force morale, and the Mortar can't hit any of the closer units. And the Entropy Cannons are going to go up the table.
You remember I won't lose more than 1 for morale, don't you?
Yes. But let's do it anyway. And the Entropy Cannons will go into the... It's only 36 inch range. I measured up. I can only hit that one. Let's do that first. 4s. Rerolling 1s because of my Chaos Lord. So only 1 hit. Strength 8.
Oh man, it
doesn't wound.
Nothing.
It's not a plague weapon. No, nothing for that.
This was wrong.
4 shots with the Slugger. Rerolling 1s, and it is strength 5. 2 wounds at -1, but you get +1 because you're in cover.
Oh,
I kill a sister. And then D6 shots from the mortar firing up and over, raining iron fire from the sky for 1 shot. Hitting on a 4, wounding on a 2. There's a wound at -2, +1. So you need a 4 or more to save. Nope. And I kill 1 more sister. That could have been more. That could have been better. Let's keep going. Heavy Blight Launcher from this Fetid Bloat drone into the same target in the centre. Hitting on 4s, re-rolling 1s, and strength 6. So I am winning on 2s.
There were 4, mate.
No, there was only 3. So 3 wounds at -2, 3 4-up saves to save as the sisters. Another dice. 3 more die. Nice. And do it again with the other Fetid Bloat drone. Rerolling 1s. Right, this time we get 4 hits. Wounding on 2s. Rerolling 1s. 4 wounds. 4 4-up saves. Ooh.
Oh man.
3 more sisters. They are taking a pounding. That sounds wrong. the combi bolter from the Rhino.
Bad man.
Into pounding from artillery. Combi hits twice. Wounds on 3s. 2 wounds. 2 2-up saves. 2 2-up saves from the Rhino.
Oh, right. Yes.
And then this Rhino will fire in at this squad because you're right there. I need 5s. And I reroll 1s. I get 3 hits. And I wound on 3s. 3s. 1 wound. Okay, so that squad's fine. Rhino's fine. This is fired. Sabbat fell out of combat, so he can't fire. Now this squad will fire at the Seraphim, who are right in front of me, I guess. There's a couple of bolters in that squad, plus the Flamer, the Plague Spitter. We'll do the Plague Spitter first. Oh. 6 auto hits, strength 5. That's a Plague Weapon. That was 3 before I knocked my own dice over. So 3 at -1 is 3 at +1 because of the cover. You lose 2. Bolt guns, 5 hits and 3s. 1 wound, 2-up save because of cover. Moving further down the line to this squad of Plague Marines. 3 Arco-Flagellants left to get through. Let's open up on them. So 2 Blight Launchers, hitting on 3s. It's 2 hits, wounding on 2s, because your toughness 3, right?
Yep.
Yep. Okay, 2 wounds at -2. You don't get a save?
No, so I've got a 7-up save, but...
D3 damage each. So the first one takes 3 wounds.
Dead.
Second one takes 3 wounds.
Dead.
Dead. 1 left. Then the last flagellant was finished off by bolter fire, so the Malignant Playcasters could fire their bolt pistols at the Seraphim, and I killed one of them. Last thing that's left to fire, I have a Mephitic Blight Hauler and the Blight Lord Terminators over there. What to do with the Blight Hauler? So what I think I'll do is fire the multi-melter and missile launcher at this Immolator, because it's quick and it's got heavy flamers on. So let's hit with the melter, which hits, and it's strength 8. It wounds. Do you have Shield of Faith on that thing? You need a 6-up invulnerable save. Nope. And this will do D6 damage for 5 damage. That's nice. Missile launcher hits and doesn't wound. Okay, that was fairly successful. Let's go to the Terminators now. Been shooting at this thing. Let's kill that thing, that Penitent Engine with the Terminators. So, 2 Blight Launchers, 2 hits, and strength 6, 2 wounds at -2 on your engine. 2 6-up saves, sir. You make 1, D3 damage, but 2 damage. 2 5-up, ignore them because you're a rampaging machine. Have you got 1 wound left?
Yes.
Plasma hits, wounds on 3s, wounds at -3, no save.
6-up.
But oh yeah, 6-up Shield of Faith.
And then I'm not sure I have it. I need to check.
We'll do 2 5-up ignore damage. You've got 1 wound left. It's dead anyway. Does it go boom? Boom. It does go boom.
We'll need to check.
Yeah. Right, we learned things. We learned it doesn't go poom, and it doesn't poom, and it doesn't have Shield of Faith either.
No, again, it's a punishment engine.
Punishment engine. So now that's the end of my shooting phase. There's going to be charges coming on. Do you fight twice if I charge you? So what have we learned? If my Terminators charge that Penitent Engine, what happens?
I'll fight twice and I'll still get a Zealot.
Really? Yeah. So you always have 8 attacks and you always reroll a hit?
No, if you charge or are charged. If it was locked up time after time, it wouldn't have Zealot.
Time after time.
But it will always fight twice.
Okay, so do I charge the Penitent Engine or do I...
Do it.
What can your Exorcist see if you're... Yes, okay, the Exorcist can't see much without moving. So I'm going to charge your engine, so you're going to Overwatch with 2 heavy flamers. Meanwhile, there's definitely going to be some charges with some Plague Marines in the middle as well. So let's do some Overwatch phase and get back to you in the fight phase. Right, we're interrupting the charge phase because things are getting complicated. I charged into the Penitent Engine, the Pain Engine. I did take 1 wound on Overwatch when I went in. And I've left my models like this because at the start of the fight phase, this one's going to pile in to the closest enemy model, which will stop the Exorcist. Stop the Exorcist. I can pile in 3, we'll stop it from shooting. And we'll still leave him within an inch of this one, which is within range of the enemy model. So I'll be able to put all the attacks on the Penitent Engine, Stop the Exorcist from shooting. 2 for 1. Now over here, the Rhino in the centre of the battle grid is going to try and charge there. It is -2 inches for all models, not just infantry, going through a crater. So I'll make the charge and shut you down from shooting next turn. However, I think you've got a melter in that squad.
Yep.
So do you want to see if you hit? No. And then we'll do all the other shots. And because you Overwatch on a 5-up, not a 6-up, you got 3 wounds through, which I save. So the Rhino gets in there.
That was just a flamer.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
1 more from the bolters.
1 more with the bolter. Okay, so the Rhino gets in there. This squad of Plague Marines is going to charge the Seraphim and just the Seraphim. So you can Overwatch with all your Seraphim. Have you got your hand flamers left?
Oh yes.
Okay.
Take those off.
Number of auto hits is not very many.
11.
I'm toughness 6 now.
Yeah, 6s.
Yeah, putrescent vitality is a thing. So that's 2 hit, 2 wounds, 2 threat saves, which I make. And then you still Overwatch on a 5-up, because even though it's -1 to hit because of my Asthma Pestilence, you always Overwatch on an unmodified hit roll of 5. Oh, 1 hit with the bolt gun,
no.
Doesn't wound. Let's see if I can make it in. 2 inches. I'm not in a crater, I'm in rubble. So
you're fine.
And then we've got Fetid Bloat Drones charging this squad.
That squad?
Yes. I keep forgetting about all these melters. You just hit again. Okay, 3 still wound with your melter. Doesn't wound. Phew, let's do all the other shots. Then in the end, the drone took 2 wounds to Overwatch before he went in, and this one didn't manage to get in. The second Fetid Bloat Drone didn't manage to get in there. I don't mind charging in because I have the fly keyword, so I can fall back and still shoot next turn. Now that Rhino there would love to charge that Immolator, but there is a ruin and a wall right in front of me. And vehicles cannot go through walls in Warhammer 8th edition. It looks like this from this angle, which blocks his Immolator off from charging either of my Plague Burst Crawlers as well. So I'm not too displeased about that, that's okay. Pushing back where I can. Right, aware that you still have 3 command points in your hand. Oh, 1 minute. This squad is going to charge. I might as well charge that priest guy down there. Let's charge him. I'm in. So the Plague Marines tie up the missionary, and then we're on to the fight phase. So do you want to spend any faith points at the start of the fight phase? Because I'm
do it in your turn.
Definitely going to start. What?
I think I can do it in your turn.
No? Okay. So I'm going to start over here because there's 3 command points in your hand, so you could pay to interrupt. And this squad will attack the Penitent Pain Engine, starting off with a Flail of Corruption. And they get 6 hits, D3 hits. So first I need to hit it. Maybe I can actually kill it in a round.
You might.
3's to hit. Oh, and this guy is piling in within an inch of your Rhino. 4 hits. I'm strength 6, you're toughness 6, right?
Yeah.
4's to wound. And it is a plague weapon. I don't get any wounds. The Flail of Corruption misses every single time it's been missing. Okay, in this squad there are 3 axes and 1 sword. The sword hits twice, and plague weapon, Bale sword. 2 wounds at -3 from the sword, sir.
No shield of faith on this unit.
Okay.
So that's how many wounds each?
1, just 1.
Okay. Berserk Killing Machine takes 1 down to 5.
Down to 5, and then I need to hit you with my axes. And the Plague Champion has got an extra attack. 3's to hit. Terminators are not doing it for me this game. Strength 5. 1 wound.
No save. Oh, sorry, no, don't have the 6-up save. Getting confused. That was the
this is -2, so that was your save.
Oh, right, okay, now the immuni thingy thing. Down to 4.
And that's the end of the Terminators. Not killing Penitent Plane engines. Are you paying to interrupt anywhere?
No.
Or are we going to... Okay, let's crack on with these Plague Marines versus the Seraphim. This is a fairly mixed squad. He's got 1 attack, he's got 1 attack, and he's got 2 Plague Knives, so he's got 2 attacks. So these guys have got 4, hitting on 3s, wounding on 3s. That's a wound. 3-up save. Any Seraphim? Yep.
Yes.
Right, we're on to, where is the, there's the Flail. Flail of Corruption, D3. So he has 3 attacks. And he hits on 3s.
Oh, man.
And it's strength 6. And it wounds at -2 damage. So 5 up. No, I kill a sister. This guy's got a mace and a bubotic axe. Now the mace is -1 to hit. Definitely don't want to do that. But I've got 2 attacks because I have 2 close combat weapons. So 3s. 1 hit. The axe gets me up to strength 5. And I've got another one with putrescent vitality strength 6. So I'm really on 2s. That's a wound at -2. Nope, I kill another one. And then the power fist hits on 4s. 2 hits. Wounds on 2s. 1 more wound. 1 6-up Shield of Faith.
5-up Shield of Faith. They are Seraphim. They have an angelic visage. And they're also irritating about a centimetre out of her bubble for the buff.
After the Plague Marines took out a bunch of Seraphim, this fetid bloat drone attacked the sisters in front of it and only killed 1. Now we're on to these Plague Marines here attacking this missionary, starting off with the power fists. 1 hit, and it is strength 8. I do wound you, but this has a refractor field or Rosarius?
A Rosarius.
Does he? 4 up and bun. Nice. Okay. It's going to need a bit more punch. 5 Plague Marines left, hitting on 3s and wounding on 3s. Rerolling 1s because they're Plague Knives. 4 wounds. 4 up and buns. Take 2 wounds. How many has he got?
4.
4? He's hanging in tough, shouting, yelling hymns.
Bashing them with his book.
That's it for charging units. Then we go on to the Plague Burst Crawler. The Crawler didn't hurt the sisters. Forgot about 1 more charging unit. Rhino in the centre. And that ran over one of the sisters, but her armour kept her safe. So that's it for all the attacks for the Death Guard. We've got sisters banging vehicles back again, trying to clobber these toughness 7 or 8 vehicles down. They're only strength 3. And, oh yeah, the penitent engine in the backfield. Maybe Paul will forget about that one. So we'll get back to all the sisters fighting all these vehicles. Go back to the penitent engine up in the sisters deployment zone, hitting on 3s. And rerolling to hit because of Zealot. This thing is mean. 7 hits. Wounds on 2s at strength 10. And all 7 wounds. 4 up invulnerable saves. I fail 3. And it does a flat 3 damage every time. So 3 disgustingly resilience. 1's dead.
Dead. Dead.
Kill 3 terminators. Then the sisters struck back against the Rhino, against the bloat drone, against these toughness 6 Plague Marines, and against the tank, and failed to do any damage back in the Death Guard lines. However, this missionary here managed to take out one of the Plague Marines. And with that, that is the end of turn 2. So we have some morale to take on. A bunch of the Seraphim.
So I'm going to use Light the Emperor on the Seraphim. So on a 3 they won't take any morale, they'll automatically pass, which they don't. I did spend the faith point, but I get to roll it anyway. They lost, yeah, they lose 1. They can't lose more than 1, so they lost 1.
And then we've got this squad over here. I killed a chunk out of that squad, I think 8 or 9.
That's going to be at least 1, but they can't lose more than 1.
Because of the Order of the Sacred Rose.
Yes,
That's 6.
I like that.
That would have probably been 5 or 6 models running away there.
I concur.
However, before we did the morale phase, we calculated that I killed 20 models.
Yes.
And I just killed 2 more.
Do they count?
So that's 22. So let's take a look at Death Begets Life. It says, when this tactical objective is active, keep a tally of the number of enemy models you kill in each of your turns. So I didn't kill those 2 in the morale phase. They just ran away. I don't think that counts as my kill.
I don't think they do either.
No. So I killed 20 models. If I'd have killed 1 more, that would have been 3 points. But as it is, that's 2 points. Plus I get this objective here. So I get 3 points this turn. And it was 5 points to 3. So it is now 8 points in favour of the Death Guard and 3 points in favour of the sisters. But I'm engaged. All of my troops are engaged everywhere across the line. The only unit that isn't really engaged is the Crawler and this drone and these units back here.
The advantage you've got, we're all engaged.
Yes.
You can fight.
Yeah. But you've got, I mean, the Exorcist is going to, this thing's going to shoot, this thing's going to shoot, the Penitent Engine is going to shoot. You've got more redundancy. But it is 8 points to 5. The end of all things are winning. That's gone to sisters, turn 3. Here are the orders for the sisters. Defend 4 is tricky, but behind enemy lines, they've already got 1 unit back in my deployment zone, so that's a point. But if they get 3 in my deployment zone, that would be D3 points. And secure objective 2, they're sat on that objective right now. So if they get 1 for that and D3 for that, they'll be right back in this game. Right, here we are after the sisters movement phase. There was a unit of sisters that jumped out of this Rhino before it moved, using a faith point to move an extra 3 inches. They've come busting through the wall there. And the Rhino's heading downtown to kill these Terminators. And the sister Repenter is also going in to kill the Terminators. Meanwhile, the Exorcist breaking out of close combat. Over on the left flank, though, this Exorcist, this thing has moved, the one with the organs. Why did the Relic move, Paul? It's a heavy gun, that means you're going to be hitting on 4s instead of hitting on 3s.
Yeah, but I can shoot at the thing I want to shoot it at. I can't shoot it at the thing at all if it stayed where it was.
Right, okay, so line of fire was severely restricted. Now, as for taking Objective 2, this is Objective 2 here. Rhino shooting over onto it. And as for getting 3 units in my deployment zone, you have many. These girls breaking out of close combat, they were on Objective 2. The Immolator coming forward, the Pain Engine coming forward. Basically, this Plague Burst Crawler is in a world of pain. And the Seraphim breaking out of close combat, they're in my deployment zone as well. So guaranteed D3 points. So the game is afoot. The other units of sisters who were engaged in close combat in the middle, in the ruin, have broken out of combat. The missionary is exactly where he wants to be, though. I don't think you're going to be defending Objective 4 anytime soon. Not with my troops units stood on it. But that stops them shooting. Hopefully I'll be able to kill that priest in Paul's round of close combat. Then I'll be able to shoot next turn, maybe. Okay, so we're now on to the shooting phase. Are there any faith points you wish to spend?
Well, there's one I needed to spend at the start of the movement phase.
Yes.
So hopefully you won't mind if I do it
now.
No,
I don't mind.
When you Spirit the Martyr,
okay,
it activates on a 3, and you use it on the Immolator.
Yeah.
And on a 3 it'll gain D3 wounds.
Okay, so the Immolator gets
a
wound back. So you can, is that on any unit?
It just says unit.
Nice, I like it. You can heal wounds. Okay, shooting phase. Any at the start of the phase?
That's what I'm starting to learn with the sisters. Is you've just got to use all your faith points every turn. You've got to keep going through them. Yeah. If you save them like command points, you end up with loads left at the end. Okay,
so you've got to burn them like popcorn. Yeah. Right. So one of these units, not any of the ones that fell back, but another unit somewhere could be hitting on 2s potentially. If you spend a faith point. You're going to do it on that one.
Yep.
Okay.
So
it's a 4,
it's a 4, but they've got a relic in the unit, so it's going to be a 3, and I made sure they were in 6 inches of Dialogus, so it's 3 with a reroll.
Okay. So that works. So they're now hitting on 2s.
Yep.
I like it. Are we going to shoot some guns now? There's going to be plenty of fire coming in.
In fact, let's unload that unit onto that Rhino.
Okay. What have we got in this squad?
We got heavy bolter, plasma pistol, melter gun.
So many melters.
Crack grenade.
Okay.
So bolter, plasma pistol, melter gun, crack grenade, heavy bolter.
All the chocolates in the box. Melter first.
Yes, why not?
2s to hit. And that's a hit.
Another 3.
And that's a wound. I don't get a save. 1 damage. You've got 3 command points left. No, 1 minute. That melter is definitely a melter range.
It is, of course.
2d6 pick the highest. 1 damage. You do 1 damage on the Rhino.
Oh, how annoying. Never mind.
Rest of the shots pounded into the Rhino. It's only got 3 wounds left. Then we had shots from this Rhino doing no damage. Shots from the missionary with a pistol doing no damage. Shots from the sisters doing no damage. And over here, one of the flamers from this squad has wounded the Plague Burst Crawler, and now we've got the 2 heavy flamers from the Penitent Engine going against the Plague Burst Crawler. The problem Paul is finding is I'm so tough. Toughness 5 or 6 or 7. No wounds there with the heavy flamers. Still got 4 wounds left, this Crawler. Mind you, that Penitent Pain Engine at strength 10 should make short work of it if it gets into close combat. Right, we've got the 2 Immolators have yet to fire with their 2d6 auto-hitting heavy flamer. This Exorcist in the backfield with its Organ of Doom has yet to fire. The other Exorcist, of course, has broken out of combat and can't fire. Oh, and the Rebuters.
Close enough. Those
guys, girls, those ladies up there in the ruin of St. Polentus can fire as well. But these girls, they fell back, they can't fire. So a couple of tanks and the Retributors. What are we doing, Paul? You're thinking. I can see you thinking.
I don't want a lot of choices. Most of my units can't fire because they're locked up. And to be honest, the reason I fought them back with them is so I can get the Overwatch.
Ah, yeah, because you've got flamers and melters everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to work out realistically what I can kill with a couple of flamers, some heavy bolters and one organ. I should be able to kill that in combat with that. Yeah. That should be alright.
That should be alright.
I could try and take out the Rhino just to create some space.
Well, that Rhino's on 2 wounds, this Rhino's on 3 wounds, and I'm going to keep charging you with Rhinos. I know you're shooting Rhinos, but otherwise I'll just lock up your squads.
Yeah.
Mind you, you could kill them in Overwatch.
That's the kind of so-and-so.
I'm trying to bait you in killing Rhinos.
Yeah, I know. But I can potentially actually kill them this turn, that's the thing.
Yes. Yes, you can.
Yeah, okay. That's what I'll do. Successfully baited. Successfully
baited. So, Exorcist?
Not yet.
Oh.
Immolator, Rhino.
Immolator, Rhino. Number of 6. 12. 2d6 auto hits. So that's 12 auto hits.
Suck it, Rhino.
Strength 5. Toughness 7. Winning on 5s. That's pretty good. No, actually, that's 4. Only 4. At -1.
I at least fell 2. That's just the average.
Yeah, I've got 2 wounds left. The Rhino is alive on 1 wound left. How annoying is that?
-1, mate.
Oh yeah, it's -1. It's a heavy flamer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it took 3 wounds. Rhino goes kaboom on a 6. Doesn't go kaboom. So 1 Rhino down. Where's the other Immolator going?
Other Rhino.
Other Rhino, really?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, 2d6 auto hits. And 11. So you got 12 with one, 11 with the other. All you've got to do is wound now.
We hate Rhinos.
5's to wound. And I must remember it's -1 this time. That was more wounding, which is good because this one's got 3 wounds, the other one only had 2. So 4s, 4 up saves. That's a dead Rhino. Does it go kablooey? No, it does not. Both Rhinos got taken out, flamed to death. Right, now the transports are gone. Where are you putting the Exorcist, Paul?
This thing.
Into the Fat Bloke Drone?
Yeah.
It's lost 2 wounds, so D6 shots for 3. Hit on 4s because you moved.
There we go.
Hit once.
That's enough to do it. It's not enough to do it.
Strength 10, toughness 7.
Strength 10? No, strength 8.
Toughness
no,
7.
Not enough.
Doesn't wound. Now the Retributors picking on this unit of Plague Marines who are spelled up at the moment. They've got Miasma of Pestilence and Putrescent Vitality, so it's -1 to hit. Hitting on 4s with all your bolt guns, heavy bolters, sorry. And at -1, only stopping 1 shot. Strength 5, I'm toughness 6 right now. I am disgusting. And resilient.
2 at -1.
2 at -1? 4? I passed them.
Bolters.
2 hits.
Nothing.
No wounds. All the shots just bounce off their steel hides. Right, that's the end of the shooting phase. In the charge phase, Paul choosing not to charge this Rhino in here. The Mistress of Redemption has gone in against the Blightlord Terminators. Then over here, most of these units fell back in the middle, so they can't charge. But the Penitent Engine did get into the Blight Hauler. I took a wound off it on Overwatch, but it came charging in there. Now, charging units go first. This Blight Hauler's got 4 wounds left, and you've got 8 attacks.
Are you thinking of interrupting?
No.
Okay.
I've got 3 command points left.
It fights twice, you see, so if you were interrupting, it would fight once with 4 and then again.
No, I'm hitting on 6s anyway, or less when I punch you, so 3's to hit. And then with Zealot, you get to reroll those 3 misses. And it's still 3 misses. But you are strength 10, so you're winning on 3s.
Ooh.
Only 2 wounds.
Oh.
2 5-up demon saves. Interesting. I make 1. So I take 3 damage. I've got disgustingly resilient. And I save 2 of them. So I only take 1 wound. I've got 3 wounds left. However, you have stopped the Blight, the Crawler, from shooting next turn.
It already wasn't shooting. It was already locked up with the Dominion squad.
Yeah. Now it's locked up again. The Mistress of Repentance has 3 attacks, and has she got Zealot?
No.
Because she only hit once. And she wounds...
Not
she
that.
doesn't wound. Okay. But the Engine, it always fights twice, even when it doesn't charge.
Yep.
But
it doesn't get Zealot now.
It doesn't re-roll a hit now. Okay, so 8 attacks. We'll do them both at the same time. Because I'm assuming you're going to pick that one next, because that's all the charging units. Yeah. Okay. Yes. 4 up and buns? No, I make 2. So 4 get through, each doing 3 damage. Oh, first Terminator.
Dies.
Dead. Second Terminator.
Doesn't die.
1 wound left.
Dies.
So the Blightlord Terminators that drop in the backfield have been wiped out by 2 Penitent engines. Now that was 450 points worth of
they're 100
Terminators. They're 100, yeah. So they are good in close combat. Meanwhile, over here, Plague Burst Crawler versus Penitent Engine didn't do any damage. And that is the end of turn 3 for the Sisters. Now,
No. Missionary. Come on.
Come on, Missionary. He gets his extra.
Actually, no, it's your turn to choose. I activated them, so you can butcher him with the Plague Marines.
Power Fist. Hits once. Wounds once.
Rosarius. Uh-oh.
D3 damage. He's got 2 left.
This is unfortunate.
Dead Missionary. Right, so the Missionary man is dead. And now that's the end of Sisters turn 3. No morale test to take for the end of all things. You've got a point for skewering objective 2. So it's 8 points to 4. Plus D3 points for having all these units behind enemy lines. Good luck, sir. The Emperor is smiling upon you. It is all of a sudden 8 points to the Death Guard and 7 points to the Sisters. Only 1 point in it as we head to Death Guard, turn 3. And here are my orders in turn 3. Overwhelming firepower, get a point if I kill something, but D3 points if I kill 3. Master the Warp, get a point if I score a psychic power, but D3 points if I get 3, so potentially 2 D3 there. An area denial I kept in my hand, a point if there are no Sisters within 6 inches of the centre, and they are swarming the centre. Here we are after my movement phase, and that was quick. I've got very little left to move. So the Plague Burst Crawler broke out of close combat, so SayHiPaul doesn't kill him in my turn, and he has to charge him again. Sabbath move round here, the drones are here. The Plague Marines are moving around. This is a squad of 6 in front of the Warlord and the other characters. So let's try and batter my way through and get into close combat with the Warlord of the Order of the Sacred Rose. And meanwhile, everything else around here stays still. Now, even though I've got very little left in my army, if I get 3 psychic powers off, that's D3 points. And if I kill 3 things in the shooting phase, that's another D3 points. And I could run away with it, well, points-wise, until Paul starts killing me. But acceptable casualties is a thing in 2018 chapter approved. I could be tabled and could potentially still win the game. So let's go to the psychic phase and start off with this Plague Burst Crawler, Malignant Playcaster casting Smite. I need a 5. That passes. So with Pestilential Fallout, it will do a wound to the Rhino. So whenever you cast on a 7 or more, it does a mortal wound to the nearest enemy unit. So that will already do a wound on the Rhino plus D3 for 1. That's 2 wounds on the Rhino. And then Putrescent Vitality on that squad of Plague Marines one more time. I need a 6. And that fails. But I'm going to spend a command point to re-roll that because I need to master the Warp. And that fails. So only 1 psychic power cast. I need 3.
2 more tries.
2 more tries with this guy. Smite the Rhino. That passes. It's a 6. Plus 1 is a 6. That's a D3 mortal wounds for 1 more mortal wound on the Rhino. And now Miasma of Pestilence on them. And more importantly, this will give me D3 points. All I need is a 6. I get a 5. Alright, failed to get D3 points with Master of the Warp. Maybe I can get D3 points for killing 3 things in the shooting phase. This Mephitic Blight Launcher hauler thing is going to fire at the Rhino that's right in front of me. Now I had hoped to do more mortal wounds to it in the psychic phase to make this more of a surefire thing. Now I'm not so sure. So let's fire the multi-melter. 4s.
Hey!
And it wounds, and it's AP minus 4, so you don't get a save. And at this
Shield of Faith.
Oh yeah, you do get a save. 6 up and bun. Which you fail. And at this range, it's 2d6, pick the highest because it's a melter weapon. For 2. It's got 5 left.
All of our melters are a bit dodgy today, aren't they?
Missile launcher. Force to hit. That's a hit. That doesn't wound. Right, the Plague Marines. Blight Launchers. Hitting on 3s. They have not been firing well for me today. Normally Blight Launchers are the star of the show for me, but not today. 5s to wound. No wounds. I'm going to overcharge the plasma pistol on my sergeant.
Oof. He's lived 10,000 years. What could possibly go wrong now?
He hits once.
That was so nearly a 1.
I know. Strength 8, toughness 7. Wounds, you need a 6-up save.
Oh, no.
No, does 2 damage. How many's he got left?
3 now.
Okay. Bolt guns. 2 hits. No wounds. It's still alive. See, that should be dead. With all the psychic power and all the shots, it's a Rhino. It should be dead, which makes things very interesting for me because I can kill. I think I can kill the 2 Seraphim with shots and stuff. But I need to kill the Seraphim and 2 more things to get D3 points on overwhelming firepower.
Well, if you can get them, there's 4 sisters over there. They're a single unit. They're quite a soft target. They're Flamer Dominions.
Yeah.
This guy's only got 4 wounds if you can get a bead on him with some of your entropy doodads.
I was going to put the entropy cannons into that thing. Because this would have been dead.
It's getting a 5-up save there because it's next to the Canoness.
Okay.
Vulnerable.
So let's put the entropy cannons into that. I still need to kill it, the Rhino. And the heavy slugger into these. And then the mortar, because it looks like you're more than 12 inches away, into them down there. So slugger into the Seraphim. 4s. 2 hits, and their strength 5. 2 wounds at -1. And 1's still alive. You can take the one with the power sword if you want.
No.
No? Okay. Entropy cannons into the Rhino. 4s. Rerolling 1s, because Sabba is right there, my Chaos Lord.
That's handy.
Yes. 1 hit.
Jeez.
Doesn't wound.
Is it it's not a thing, is it?
It's not a plague.
It's not a thing.
It's not a thing. It's just a thing, not a thing. Mortar up and over. D6 shots. 3 shots.
Oh, man.
Hitting on 4s. And wounding on 2s. 2 wounds at -2. I kill a sister. Turns out the crawler didn't kill anything. In fact, I haven't killed anything for it.
The crawler? Oh, it fell back. I forgot it fell back.
Lols. Now 6 shots from a heavy... Really? Into one Seraphim.
Really.
It's better just to charge her and put the shots somewhere else.
Or you could shoot the Rhino with it.
Or I could put... Yes, let's shoot that Rhino. No, you baited... You don't even need to bait me. That Rhino's going to die. Hitting on 4s, re-rolling 1s. 3 hits. Right, strength 6, toughness 7. And I re-rolled a wound because of Arch Contaminator. 1 wound, -2. You failed to save.
Damage?
D3, it's got 3 left. 1 takes a wound. It's down to 2 left. Right, I'm putting the other heavy bloat drone into the right. That Rhino's dying. Rerolling 1s. I get 3 hits. I'm wounding on 5s. And I'm rerolling the wound because of Arch Contaminator. I get 1 more wound at -2.
Oh no.
Which you fail. This is D3.
Still going D3. For the Emperor!
It's dead.
Oh.
The one is dead. Does it go kaboom?
I hope so. For the Emperor?
No, it
not
doesn't,
quite. For
it
the
doesn't
Emperor.
go up for the Emperor. So my crawler, my drones, my mephitic blight launchers, 2 smites and a plague, all of that to take out 1 Rhino. That wasn't a very successful shooting phase. I think we can all agree.
Joe, this game, our turns have mirrored each other. I killed rhinos in your turn. You killed rhinos in mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some would say it's a waste.
Yeah. Well, on the other hand, I did kill 2 of them. And
right. These guys, there's some bolters and a heavy spit. I'm going to shoot at them. I'm going to definitely... There's going to be some shots. So I killed 1 with the bolt guns, and how many with the flamer?
None.
None. And then you burst out laughing.
None.
Yeah, I get it. None.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's don't make a habit of those jokes.
It's funny if you're me.
They're not very superior.
They're superior to all of your jokes, all of your chaos jokes.
Right, that's the end of my shooting phase. I get a point for overwhelming firepower and a point for Master of the Warp. That could have been better. Some drones are going to charge her. Actually, no, I was going to charge this squad because my Lord is exposed. But I don't want her charging the tank. Right, one of them's going to charge her. We do Overwatch in a sec. Right, that one's going to... Yeah, there.
Are you implying I won't kill it with a bolt pistol?
You could try. It's got full wounds. 5s to hit, so...
Yeah!
Doesn't wound. Doesn't wound. Right. I think the other one needs to go for... He's going to come back for her. Is he?
Why don't you see what happens to the drone before you decide
the drone will try and go in. It's -2. That's why I was worried. So the drone will get in. We'll do your... Fire your melter again. Because it hits on a 5. And we're scared of these... Oh, no, the melter hits. Wounds on a 3. Doesn't wound. Okay, so I managed to make it in. We'll do all the other shots off camera. And then these guys need to go into the squad, which have now only got 5 in. -2 to the charge. They managed to get in. So the drone made it into close combat. The Plague Marines made it into close combat. And then I rolled for my Chaos Lord Sabbath. And despite fighting for 10,000 years, he couldn't get through some ruins and failed the charge. So now we're on to the combat phase. Do you want to spend any Shield of Faith thingy-bobs? Faith Axe. Can you do them in my fight phase?
No, I can't.
Okay. So I think I'm going to start off by fighting her. Force to hit. And 2 to wound with my Plague Probe. 2 wounds at -2 on your Seraphim. The last one left alive. She's dead. She's dead. I didn't want her jumping around all over the place. Are you spending anything to interrupt? You've got 3 command points left.
No.
No? Okay, so the next one, Fatal Bloat Drone against these guys. 2 hits. I'm hitting on 4s, by the way. And re-rolling 1s because it's a plague thing. Strength 6, 2 wounds. And I killed 2 more in the crater.
Minus how many?
-2.
Okay.
And then the Plague Marines make it into this squad of Sisters by the Immolator. So the Plague Marines attacking the Sisters. Mixed weapon squad. 3s to hit. And Death to the False Emperor with that one. Only 3 hits and 3s to wound. 1 wound, 1 threat save.
Yep.
Okay, that's good. The Flail of Corruption, D3 attacks, is 3 attacks, hitting on 3s. 2 Death to the False Emperors, look. So I get 3 hits in. This is strength 6. So 3 wounds at -2, sir. So I killed 2. And then I hit you with the axe. Hit twice and wound on 3s. Wound twice, 2 more 5-ups. You lose 1 more. So that's 3 dead. And then the last thing left to strike is the fist, which hits once and wounds once, -3. Kills 1 more.
Saves.
I killed 4. What? 5.
Shield of Faith.
Oh yeah. Yeah, because of your Canoness.
Yep.
So I only killed 3. Now you get to fight back. Then the Sister struck back against the Plague Marines, did no damage. Then this squad here piled in to the Fetid Bloat Drone and did no damage. I am disgusting. I'm resilient. Then we did morale, and no Sisters fled. And that is the end of Plague Marines, of Death Guard, of the end of all things. Turn 3. Didn't kill very much, but I do get a point for overwhelming firepower, and I do get a point for Master of the Warp, and we had plenty of lols. And so it's 10 points to the Death Guard, 7 points to the Adepta Sororitas. It's a close game as we head into turn 4. Here are the orders for the Order of the Sacred Rose. Mission critical objective score, objective 3, Blood and Guts, kill something in the assault phase and defend objective 2, and these are all achievable. Right, here we are after the movement phase for the Sisters, and the Mistress of Repenta has jumped inside the Rhino. Rhino's on this objective, and the 2 Exorcists in the backfield are staying still. And then we discovered that vehicles have Shield of Faith, but they don't have Act of Faith.
Yeah, I was mixing up them having the Sororita keyword and the thingy.
Yes, so this one didn't get its wound back. However, because we discovered that, we rolled up for the unit that was engaged in close combat here, which has fallen back there. And you got a model back.
Well, effectively, you refunded me the faith point, and then I spent a faith point on bringing one of those back.
So you brought back the one with the multi-melter?
Yeah.
Because you can.
Yeah.
Which is an absolutely beautiful thing. I love it. So they've fallen back out of combat, and I like to think they've picked up one of the Sisters and dragged her back into safety. She's clutching the multi-melter.
On your feet, sister. The Emperor doesn't want you yet.
And she obeyed. Meanwhile, this squad broke out of combat with the Fetid Bloat Drone, and we have your Warlord and her coterie of advisors around her. So they're forming a gun line. This unit there has moved 9 inches all the way from over there. It turns out that the most useful Act of Faith thing is the thing that gives a unit +3 movement.
Yeah, it's brilliant, that.
And these guys are just running through the gap there. Well, not running, they're not advancing, they just move 9, just to add 3 to their movement. So the forward advance, it would seem, of the sisters has been blunted, but they're pulling back into a fighting circle. Meanwhile, the penitent engine doesn't care. It's just charging up the field towards the end of all things. And on the other flank, the other penitent engine doesn't care. It's going to wreck this crawler. It's got 3 wounds left. This thing does a flat 3 damage. Kill the crawler, you get a point for blood and guts. You're on objective 3. That's a point, which will make it 1 point in it. And then at the end of my turn, after you defend objective 2 for your turn and my turn, you'll get 2 points and you'll be a point in the lead. Assuming that I don't nuke this thing.
Now, Winter's told me to double up on that objective.
I did. I said put these flamers back there. Make sure you double up it. Otherwise, I'm going to mortar it and infantry be cannon.
Which is possible, but I just don't think those Dominions would sit back on it. I think they'd push forward.
Why not? They've only got flamers.
Yeah, they've got to burn stuff. Burn the heretics. Exactly. If they had guns, I'd agree.
They see a demon engine in front of it and they want to set it on fire.
Yes.
I guess it gives a nice flaming torch and a target for the penitent engine to slam into. It's this burning thing in front of you. Hit it.
Yeah, quite.
Okay, but you are at risk of not defending that. Mind you,
I'm kind of hoping I'll take out quite a bit of your assets this turn.
It took my entire army to kill 1 Rhino last turn, so I'm not so... Yeah. Psychic phase.
That was quick.
Now we're on to the shooting phase.
Yes.
Divide guidance on the Dominions with the Stormbolters. It's a 3 because of the Simulacrum. And you get to re-roll because
Dialogus.
She's right next to them. So there
Yay! She was worth it!
Sitting on 2s with all those Stormbolters. Right, yep. You have to do that at the start of the shooting phase. You don't have to shoot them straight away.
Do you know what? I'm going to.
You're gonna?
And I'm going to spend the command point on Blessed Bolts.
What does that do?
So all the shots from the Stormbolters are now damage 2, AP -2.
Okay. Stormbolters that have been blessed.
Yeah.
Or the bolts inside.
The bolts inside.
Each one has been prayed to. So there's 4 Stormbolters in this squad here, and now you spent another command point, leaving you with 1 command point left. So it's +1 to wound with this squad?
Faith and Fury, yeah. It's again, so after I cast the Divine Guidance, I did that one.
Okay, alright. And you're firing at the Plague Marines. So there's 16 Stormbolter shots coming in on the Plague Marines, hitting on 2s, and you're right next to the cannon nests, so you're re-rolling 1s. This is brutal. Okay, so everything hits, and Stormbolters are strength 4 versus toughness 5, so it would be 5s to wound, but now it's 4s to wound. So very brutal. And that's a lot of wounds. Now, I would be getting a 2-up save, because I'm in a crater, but this is now -2.
Yep.
So I'm getting a 4-up save. And each one does 2 damage.
Yep.
See, 2 damage is the magic number for defeating disgustingly
Can you
resilient.
see why I was tempted to fire at the tank with them earlier? It was only the fact that it's toughness 8 that meant it wasn't worth it.
Yes. So 4-up saves. Right. Now, I fail 5 times, and I have to do 2 disgustingly resilience for every guy. So 5 times. 1's dead. 2's dead. 3 is alive. 4's dead. 3. Just 3. I made a couple of double... Okay, I was jammy. Looks like this. It's not over yet. We've got bolter fire coming in. Hitting on 2s. Re-rolling 1s. And are these wounding +1 to wound as well?
They are indeed, it's the unit.
Okay.
So these are just regular bolt rounds, so you'll still get your 2-up saving, yeah.
So 4's to wound. You only get 3.
Well, and you get 3.
Okay, 3 top saves because of the cover. I fail 1, disgustingly resilient. I passed that. So you only kill 3. Again, these ruins, this cover, keeping me safe. Not safe for long though. This unit stood in front of them are gonna fire. There's a melter, there's a heavy bolter, there's a... Right, what are we doing first?
Overcharged plasma pistol.
Okay. Hits.
3s.
Wounds.
Yep.
-3, so 6s. And I make it. Oh, suits you, sir.
Would have been 5 anyway, not a 6.
Right, yeah. Melter.
Okay.
Hits.
Yep.
3s to wound.
Yep.
Wounds. 6s, because I'm in a crater. No, d6 damage.
Not a 1.
Disgustingly resilient. He's dead. The heavy bolter stood still. So 3s to hit with the heavy bolter. And they all hit. 4s to wound. And 1 wound. -1/+1. And disgusting. He's dead. So only the sergeant's left alive.
Crack grenade.
Grenade! hits. Wounds on a 3. Doesn't wound. Explodes at my feet. What have you got left in that squad?
1 bolter.
A bolter.
A holy bolter.
A holy bolter, sorry.
Holy, not that holy.
A holy bolter, not that holy. Okay, so where's my sergeant? There's my sergeant. I can tell because he's got a big fist. Yeah.
Immolator!
Immolator on that one guy.
Yep.
And Snake Eyes. 1 wound. -1/+1. I failed to save. Fire up disgusting. A pass.
Oh.
A pass. He defies you, Paul. What next?
Retribution!
What
From the Retributors!
12 heavy bolters.
Yeah.
Okay, this will do it. 3s to hit. Or maybe not. Strength 5 versus toughness 5. You only get 6 wounds in. 7 wounds. No, this will.
Go on, hit the bones out of that.
6 wounds get through from the heavy bolters. +1, -1, so 3 up saves. I make them all.
6 bolters!
4 hits. 1 wound. 1 2-up save. Ooh, I failed to save. Disgusting. And I failed that. You kill him, finally. It's a bit like me
Smug mode.
trying to shoot 1 Rhino. You managed to kill the unit of Plague Marines, and I didn't get Miasma of Pestilence on them. I didn't get Putrescent Vitality on them. And that was the first turn you picked on them as well. Then after all the firepower in the Shrine of St. Palentus, then we came over here. Now you tried to kill this Plague Burst Crawler, so the Penitent Engine could charge through onto the other one. And you hit Flamers, Storm Bolters, Heavy Flamers from all of these vehicles and infantry, and you've stripped it down to 1 wound left. Now you could still blow it up and charge through, because the Exorcists have yet to speak. So what are you doing, Paul?
You rightly pointed out, I don't want to run the risk of not killing that in close combat. I think I should, but... so I will definitely kill it in close combat, and I'll use the Exorcist to light up some other stuff.
Okay.
So first Exorcist on this drone.
Okay, D6 shots.
Can you hear the organ play?
How many was that?
3 a lot.
Your hand was in the way.
Sorry, it was a 3. I mean, it was a 12. No.
3's to hit. 1 hit. Strength 8. Toughness 7. Does wound. 5 up demon save. I make it.
Okay.
Why do you keep saying, can you hear the organ play?
Because every time you fire it at a unit when you play Dawn of War Soulstorm, that's what the woman playing the organ says as she rains missiles down on the enemy. Okay.
Never played that game.
You're missing out. Seriously missing out.
I heard the latest Dawn of War wasn't very good.
I didn't play 3, my computer won't run it.
No?
No, I have ancient tech.
Okay.
The other Exorcist, the same unit.
Yeah?
Yeah,
okay.
Why not?
4 shots.
Now, see, I only say it when I'm firing that one, because that is an organ, whereas that's just a missile rack.
Okay. Everything misses.
Yeah.
So the Exorcists...
Maybe that's why they call them missiles.
Right, super lols, that was funny. Charge phase, the Penitent Engine is going against this crawler, and the unit that came running through there, or not running, moving 9 inches because of the Act of Faith thing.
Yep.
Because they have faith. I'm going to try and charge the other Plague Burst Crawler. So let's roll 2d6 and see if you can make the range on this, because the engine is auto in. And 3, I don't think you make the range.
No, not so much.
Then I fired Overwatch, not with a mortar because I was too close. Didn't do any damage. Now this thing's going to charge in against this crawler. I'll get the entropy cannons on camera because it could blow up. I get a hit.
It's got 8 wounds, you can't blow it up.
3's to wound. That's a wound. Do you have a Shield of Faith?
Nope.
So D6 damage for 6 damage. I think they only come with 6 wounds.
Nah, 7.
Do they?
I think it was 7, but they ignore it on 5 ups.
You know what?
It's not so funny when I do it.
That's ignoring it 5 times. That's really annoying. Stubber? Slugger? No. Okay. So it's attacking. Starts with 7 wounds. I approve of that. Nurgle's number and all that. 8 attacks because it fights twice.
Zealot.
With Zealot. So 3's to hit. 6 hits. Rerolling. 7 hits. Strength 10, toughness 8. 3's to wound. Okay, so 4 wounds get through. 4 demon saves. I make none of them.
12 disgustingly resilience.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I've got some dice here for you.
Does the tank blow up?
There you go.
The tank doesn't blow up. Disgustingly resilience. It doesn't blow up. That is blood and guts.
That was just me being funny.
You kill the tank, go charging through its corpse, and you're just out of range to pile into the other tank. And that is the end of Sister's turn. 4 or 5?
4.
4. And you get 2 points, 1 for blood and guts and 1 for securing that objective back there, making it 9 points to the sisters, 10 points to the end of all things. Remember, at the end of my turn, they'll probably defend this objective as well, the sisters.
No, that's a mission critical objective.
Is it?
That was the D3.
It's D3 mission crit if you take it off an opponent. Otherwise, it's just a point for scoring it.
Oh, yes.
So it's 9 points to 10. Go on to Death Guard turn 4. I finally ditched area denial. I've got secure 3, defend 4, defend 1. I need to see where these are. Right, looking at the table, I could potentially defend 4, but I can't defend 1 or secure 3. So let's ditch them. Let's take a chance and get mission critical objective instead, which is a 5. And if I score that, I'll get double the points. So here's objective 4 that I need to defend, and the one that's worth double points, mission critical objective 5, is over here.
Yeah, you know, you said it wasn't worth trying to keep the Terminators alive.
Yes.
I said, well, you might have to try and hold that objective at some point.
You were not wrong.
Yeah.
That isn't going to happen. Right, let's move some stuff. And these movement phases are getting shorter. So, I'm trying to defend this objective here. The 2 Malignant Playcasters are within 18-inch range, and that Penitent Engine is the closest. So the idea is to smite it and kill it. I've got the Blight Hauler to do it as well, because if I don't kill it, it's going to charge in and kill all of my Plague Marines. That will suck. Sabbath has come over here with his 2 bloat drones, and I'm thinking kill this engine and fire everything down at that Rhino, which is defending the Sisters objective. Now, I might not even bother shooting at this engine, because let's face it, even if I do kill it, this Plague Burst Crawler is definitely going to get charged next turn to shut it down from shooting, because I can't kill everything around it to keep it safe. So I might just throw all the shots at that Rhino. Yeah. Yes. Right. Or I could move it. No, because you're going to catch it anyway, because you've got that extra move and... Yep, okay. So let's go on to the psychic phase.
Not if you... Well, you haven't done it, but not if you put it behind the drones. Because you can always... If I catch the drones with combat, you can always fly away. Use the drones as a shield. That
would have made sense, but decisions were made. It's turn 5 next anyway, so you're going to charge... If it's these things alive until turn 5 is a bonus. And they went down in chapter approved, and they're the best thing in the codex.
I have never managed to... Well, I've killed one now, but prior to that I've never managed to kill one that I can remember in any game against them.
Cool. I should have bought 3. It's a bit cheeky bringing 3. Right, Malignant Playcasters, casting spells on this unit and the Penitent Engine. So let's go for Miasma of Pestilence. Please pass. -1 to hit them. And that's a Perils. And that will take D3 mortal wounds on the Playcaster. I'll keep the power. I've got 2 command points left. I don't want to spend them. He will take D3 mortal wounds for 3. So that Playcaster's got 1 wound left. But at least that unit that I'm trying to keep alive, that are defending objective 4, are -1 to hit. And now I'm going to smite that. And that's a pass. D3 mortal wounds for 1 mortal wound on the engine. Now Putrescent Vitality.
Which I might ignore. No, you might ignore the wounds from the thingy as well.
Oh yeah, you're right. I do ignore 1 of them. So it only takes 2 wounds. Thank you. And then Putrescent Vitality on the same squad, which passes. And Smite, I need a 6, which passes. D3 mortal wounds for 3 mortal wounds on the engine, which you ignore on 5s.
Gets it.
Does it? Did it already take a couple of wounds?
Yep. It was only on 4.
Nice. And more importantly, these are -1 to hit and toughness 6. Right, let's kill that Rhino. Everything from the Plague Burst Crawler into the Rhino, for reasons given earlier. 2 entropy cannons, 4s, miss. I nearly swore there. D6 shots with the Plague Burst Mortar, that's 4.
Do you know what I should have done?
What?
Smoke.
That would have been intelligent as well.
It would.
Moving the crawler behind the drones would have been intelligent, and putting smoke on the Rhino.
Yeah.
Yeah. 4s to hit. 3 hits. I am strength 8. and it's a plague weapon. So I did 3 wounds to you at -2, sir. 3 5-up saves. You make 2.
Make 1. That's
sorry. 2d3.
You can add them together if you like.
No, that's 5 damage off the Rhino. I've got 5 more to get through. Let's put the heavy sluggers down there. That's 3 hits. It's not bad. 5's to wound. 1 wound at -1. Okay, so I've taken 6 wounds off of you. Fetid Bloat Drone number 1, firing down there. 4's to hit. That's 3 hits. And strength 6. Everything wounds at -2. 3 wounds.
-2?
Okay, so 2 get through. 2d3 wounds. 4 wounds to go. Snake Eyes.
2 is left.
No, I'm not coming halfway. Let's do the next one. 4s.
You'll get this.
Re-rolling 1s. So 3 hits this time. 5s. Re-rolling every...
Re-rolling with the plague. Well, that was a hit. That was a wound.
Okay.
Put it back.
Re-rolling because of plague weapons. 1 wound. 1 wound. 1 5-up save. You make it.
Ah, I choose to believe that was a Shield of Fate save.
Right, this thing has got a missile launcher and a multi-melter, and it's the last gun. Can my missile launcher see you?
I hate to say this, mate. I don't think you can see it. I think someone put a piece of large line of sight blocking terrain in the way.
You know, those are very important in games of 40k.
I hear that.
Yeah, so let's fire at the Exorcist instead. So you're going to defend that one. Do I manage to defend mine? That's the ticket. So, multi-melter, firing out at the Exorcist. Hits and wounds. -4, but you do get Shield of Faith.
No, I do. I don't.
D6 damage for 4. Missiles. What did I get? Missed. Missed. That's my shooting phase. I'm not charging anything. That's the end of my turn. Yeah, that's the end of my entire turn. I've killed nothing except for a penitent engine. And I get no points. I'm going to ditch mission critical objective 5. I've started to defend that objective. It was 10 points to 9 in favour of the end of all things. But you do secure that objective over there. Defend that objective over there. So it's 10 points to 11 in favour of the sisters. The sisters are finally in the lead by 1 point as we head towards the end game. Turn 5. Here are the orders for the sisters. They mean to take this sector. Secure objective 4, secure objective 6, and no prisoners. Just burn the heretics. Here we are after the movement phase for the Order of the Sacred Rose, and this is objective 6. So you're scoring that one already. The other objective you need to score is down there, and this Rhino advance. So it's not going to be charging this turn, the one that I'm defending. But as for movement, well, we have an advancing squad here. The squad with the flamers advanced all the way along the back. It looks like you've driven the heretics out of the shrine of St. Palentis Mel. You've driven them to the corner of this battle grid, and you mean to drive them out and destroy them utterly. Purge the enemy for the Emperor and all that. And if you get 3 things, if you kill 3 things with no prisoners, you'll get D3 points. And this is turn 5. So the white tide of battle, sisters. Pull the trigger. Let's move on to the shooting phase. Where are we starting? SayHiPaul.
You're off my land.
Yeah, I like it.
Okay. Immolator. Dudes.
Oh yeah, because they are -1 to hit, but...
auto hit.
Auto hitting. These immolators have been rolling hot for you. The Exorcists have been getting 1, 2, 3 shots, but these things have been rolling very, very hot.
I'll live with that.
So that's 11 hits, but I am toughness 6 right now because I have putrescent vitality on. 5's to wound. And that's quite a few wounds. 5 4-up saves. I failed 2 disgustingly resilience. And I fail 1 of them, so only 1 gets burnt alive.
Burn, heretic!
Next. I see you sorting your dice out there. That's a lot of dice. What's going on next?
Retribution!
Is this more Dawn of War quotes?
No, that's me just being a bit odd. the Retributors are shooting at them.
Okay, alright, 4's to hit.
Presumably for retribution.
Yes. and then 5s to wound, which is strength 5 and toughness 6. Putrescent vitality, and you get 1.
Look at all those 4s.
1
Just
wound.
the 1.
1 4-up save.
It'll be enough.
I make the save. It's not enough.
It's not enough.
Not enough, my friend. Jumping about a bit. Paul's getting excited. This squad here moved 9 because you used that Hand of the Emperor, Act of Faith, and at the start of the shooting phase, Divine Guidance on them. Again.
Yep.
So, yeah, they're hitting on a 2. Are we shooting with them now? Or are we shooting with something else?
No, I'm going to be irritating and jump about.
Okay. The Melter that advanced against the Fetid Bloat Drone 4s, because you advanced and it's an assault weapon, that misses. And the other shots? The rest of the shots from that squad bounce on the Fetid Bloat Drone. Now over here there's a multi-melter that stood still and you're aiming at the tank.
Yep.
3s to hit. And you would be re-rolling ones, but that was a 2. Oh dear. So
this isn't going according to plan.
Now back over here, the Exorcist is firing at what?
These guys. I think the most important thing to do is stop you getting 2 points on that.
Okay, good luck. Number of shots. 2 shots. You see, the immolators.
Hitting on 5s.
Did it move?
No, but it's on its second bracket.
Is it? Okay, yeah. But they both hit.
2 hits.
Strength 8, toughness higher.
1.
1 wound at -4. I don't get a save.
2 wounds.
There's 2 wounds. Can I make 2 disgusting resilience? No, I make 1. Killing another Plague Marine. 2 blight launchers and the sergeant left alive. Now we're across to this squad that moved 9, which is doing what?
Melter and Heavy Flamer into this.
Yes.
All the bolters into them.
Into the Plague Marines.
Yeah.
So what are we doing first?
Although, is that Melter in range of one of the Plague Marines?
Looks like it.
Yes, it is. In which case, everything apart from the Heavy Flamer into the Plague Marines. Melter!
Hits.
Yep.
3s to wound. Wounds. Yep. No save.
5.
5 disgustingly resilience. No, you kill 1 more. Heavy Flamer maybe?
3.
3 auto hits, which win on 5s.
1.
4 up? No, it's disgusting. Yes, okay, the Heavy Flamer doesn't cut it. The Melter blows 1 away, and then we've got a lot of bolt gun shots. So to stop me defending this objective, 16 bolter shots hitting on 2s because of your Act of Faith thing.
-1 for your thing.
Back to 3s. And no re-rolls right now. You're outside of re-roll range.
I might not be.
Yeah, because the aura is 9,
9 inches. I'm inside re-roll range.
Okay, so I think you're rolling the 1s, but not the 2s. 8 hits with the re-rolls. 5s to wound. 2.
2.
Just 2. 2 3-ups. And make them both target acquired. Right, what are we firing next at what, Paul?
Okay. These girls are going to fire with blessed bolts. Use my last command point at these 2. It's a long shot, but I got to take it.
Yeah, it's worth 2 points. Well, worth me 2 points. Blessed bolts. This is the storm bolters that are -2 AP and 2 damage time.
That's right.
Okay, how many range and...
They're all in range, but no one's in rapid range.
Right, so 8 shots.
8 shots with the bolters, the storm bolters, yeah.
3s to hit.
Okay, well the 1s...
Re-rolling the 1s, and then we apply the modifier.
Yeah.
Okay, so you get 6 hits through. Strength 4, toughness 5. 6, actually. Toughness 6 right now.
5s.
2 wounds.
At -2, 2 damage each.
Right, so 2 5-up saves. And make 1. The sergeant will be alive, and then disgustingly resilient on the blight launcher dude. He's dead, so it's just... the
4 bolters.
4 bolters to kill him.
Roll a 1.
3 hits.
On 5s. No!
He's still alive. He's still alive. Morale could be a thing though, but I have 2 command points left.
Yeah.
And I'm definitely going to burn him to keep him alive with insane bravery if you don't manage to take him out. So looking across the table, the only thing left to fire, is this Exorcist. And he doesn't have line of sight. Doesn't have line of sight on my Plague Champion.
The missionary has an auto gun.
Does he?
Yep. 1 shot with the auto gun.
Okay.
Come on, missionary.
4s. Hit.
Yep.
5s. Doesn't wound. Now there's no more things that can reach out and touch the Plague Champion, so he will live unless there's some insane charges coming in.
There will be.
There were some flamers, lots and lots of flamers hitting the vehicles, and long story short, you took a wound off a drone and a wound off a Plague Burst Crawler. I've said it before, I'm disgustingly resilient. So the last thing left to fire was the Exorcist over there, firing missiles through into this drone. D6 shots.
Do you hear the organ play?
5 shots this time. I think that's your best number of shots.
Yeah, these haven't done great.
3s to hit, because you haven't moved. 4 hits. Might do great this time. 3s to wounds. 3 wounds.
Yeah.
So, 3 5-up and vulnerable saves, and each of these does d6 damage. I make 1 save. 2 d6 damage, sir. For 7. It's got 7 wounds left and 7 disgustingly resilience. And it only makes 1 of them, so it's got 1 wound left. And that's the end of the shooting phase. Now we're on to the charge phase. These sisters declaring a charge against this brave Plague Marine here. You need a 9 to make it in. We've done the Overwatch already, and you're declaring it against the Hauler and the Drone as well. So you don't make it into the Sergeant. And I killed 1 on Overwatch, but let's see if you can make it at least into... See, this thing can fall back and fire because of the fly keyword, but this thing can't. And so long as... Yeah, exactly. That model at front, when you pile in, will go to the closest model and shut down the Mephitic Blight Hauler from shooting. I like it. That's good. Oh, and in the backfield, over there, the engine made it into the tank. We rolled for that one, and... the entropy cannons missed. Everything missed. So that's the charger phase.
Now I'll declare the Dominions against you, Warlord.
Are you?
Yeah,
why not? Haven't done these shots yet. Warlord. This is. Let's see if you can make it in.
No.
5. No. So start of the fight phase, trying to enact an act of faith called the Passion. So they fight twice. It's a 5 to cast. But you need a 4 because of the similar... Anyway, you fail it.
And I'm out of range of the Dialogus,
yeah.
So that's it.
Unfortunately, it still burned the faith point there, so that leaves you 1 faith point left.
Okay.
Okay, so how many girls have we got attacking that drone?
10.
10. It's only got 1 wound left. The sisters hit on 4s though.
Yeah, they do.
And you'll be winning on 6s.
I know. It's a long shot.
How much you get?
3.
6s to wound?
No.
No. And then her on the Blight Hauler?
1. No.
Okay. So that attack is a whiff. I'm not going to spend 2 command points to interrupt because I've only got 2 left and I want to keep him alive. So now you can do your 8 attacks with your Penitent Engine against my tank. This will make you feel better.
Yes, it will.
3s to hit. And re-rolling because of Zealot. Did they all hit this time?
Yeah.
Strength 10.
3s.
Is that 7 wounds?
Yeah, so 7 5-up demon saves.
7?
Use these dice.
No, it's okay, I've got my own dice.
Oh.
5-up demon saves. I fell every single one.
So 21, discussing the resilience.
Okay. 1 minute. No, that's a dead plague bird crawler.
There's another 5 in there, it might make all the difference.
Oh,
it won't make any difference.
4 there. I only make 4 disgusting resilience.
You see a 5?
Anyway, it's dead.
It's
dead
dead.
tank. Does it blow up?
Yes, please.
No, it doesn't blow up. So, yeah, the first time you've banged into one. And that's the end of turn 5 for the Sisters of Battle. We're in the morale phase. I'm burning 2 command points. My last 2 command points for Insane Bravery to keep this Plague Marine alive, which means I've defended that objective. And I think it was 10-11?
Yeah, I was winning by 1.
Okay. So now I'm winning by 1, but you've got a point for no prisoners, so draw, and a point for getting this objective up here, so now you're winning by 1.
Yep.
So
it's as close can be.
So it's 13 points to 12 in favour of the Sisters as we go into Death Guard, turn 5. And here are my orders, and they're all bad. Hold the line. I can't have any enemy in my deployment zone. It's crawling. It's crawling with enemies. And secure 6 and defend 6.
It's an ugly planet. It's a non-planet.
They're on the other side of the battlefield. So I'm going to take a chance. Ditch those 2 and... Blood and Guts. Kill something in the fight phase. Now if I kill one thing, anything, that'll be worth 2 points instead of 1. Right, it's turn 5. This is my entire army. And here's the plan. You're 1 point in the lead and you've got Line Breaker. So if the game ends, you've got 2 points in the lead. But if I kill something with Blood and Guts, I'll get 2 points and it'll be a draw. So Sabbath wasn't in close combat. This one was. He fell back, but he can fall back and shoot. And this one fell back. So I've fallen back from the sisters so I can shoot at you with Sabbath, with this drone, with this drone. The Power Fist guy can charge in there and smite and kill, and hopefully not shoot enough of you, just leave 1 or 2 of you left, and then charge in with a couple of units, mop you up, get blood and guts. Then hopefully the game ends in turn 5. Someone rings the dinner bell and we go our separate ways as a draw. You have successfully defended the temple from the taint. Well, you've successfully defended the temple, but it'll be a draw because I've tainted it. How about that?
Yeah, that works. That works. The only thing I'm not sure about is why you haven't moved Sabbath a little bit further down the line, just in case it does go to a turn 6 and it gets a penitent engine in the face.
Because I think if it goes to turn 6, I think you'll definitely burn the heretic.
Fair enough.
And it'll be all over. I mean, this is my entire thing. The Exorcists will be free to fire. You get, if it goes to turn...
Yeah, you are right.
If it goes to turn 6, not only have you defended the temple, but you've scrubbed it of all the taint and burned it and purged it in holy fire. Turn 5 is, I need it to end. So let's do some psychic stuff first. So, putrescent smite. Let's smite.
Okay,
smite.
before you do it,
what?
I'm going to use my last fate point.
You have got one, yeah.
On Aegis of the Emperor.
Right, what does this do?
This unit will get a 4-up save against any mortal wounds suffered this psychic phase.
Okay, what do you need to pass?
A 3 + 1 for the Imperialis.
And that's a 1. So that was... This might work.
Damn it!
This might work.
God damn it! I've been waiting all game to use that.
Emperor, damn it. This might work. I might... Okay, so smite in, need a 5. That is a 10. Now that's a 10. And so that does 1 mortal wound because of pestilential fallout plus D3 for 1 more. So 2 die. What are you taking from that end? Oh, you're taking away from my Chaos Lord.
I'm just picking up nuns with guns.
Yes. Right. Miasma of Pestilence I'm going to put on my Warlord. And that's a 7. That's a pass. And another mortal wound on your nun. Okay. Number 2, we'll put Putrescent Vitality on my Warlord. Let's soup him up. Let's give him all this psychic goodness. Need a 6. That passes. And another nun is dead. And now he's -1 to hit, and he's got an extra strength, and he's got an extra toughness. And now smite, I need a 6. And that passes. No pestilential fallout, but D3 for the fat 3. Killing 3 more nuns. Right, 3 sisters left. Now, I can't fire the heavy blight launchers in because I might kill them utterly. But my sergeant there has got a plasma gun, so I will rapid fire that in, and he will hit on 3s. And he rolls snake eyes. It's a good job I didn't overcook it.
But you said before you rolled that you were going to overcharge it off camera.
No. Bolt pistol by my Chaos Lord. 2s, 3s. That's a wound. 3-up save.
I'm joking, YouTube.
No. And then I'm going to fire both of the pistols from the Malignant Playcasters in at the same time because they have pistols, and they both hit, and they both wound,
and they both save. Oh.
1 dice. Right. That leaves 1 left. Now, I don't think I want to shoot anymore. Because my Chaos Lord has got 4 or 5 attacks, hitting on 2s, wounding on 3s. He's got a Power Fist, and one of the drones can go in as well. So I think that's enough for blood and guts. And the only thing I've got left to fire is a drone. So I might as well fire at this Penitent Pain engine, because he's taken a wound, and I might be able to kill it. So let's do that. 4s. 2 hits. Re-rolling to wound because of pestilent, no, arch contaminator. That's the one. 2 wounds at -2 on the thing.
6 of save. Nope.
2d6 damage. 2d3 damage. 4 damage on your engine. And you ignore 1 of them. Right, that engine's got 1 wound left. That's the end of my shooting phase. Need blood and guts. Need the game to end. What could possibly go wrong? That's the plan. Right, drone. The drone on 9 wounds is charging in and it's going to eat the Overwatch. Let's see if he makes it, because he will survive the Overwatch. 3. Well, that's enough. And the Plague Marine Sergeant gets in as well. And now we have my Chaos Lord. 4. That will be enough. Right, fight phase. My Chaos Lord has 4 attacks, +1 for the chainsword, and he's hitting on 2s right now. And he's re-rolling 1s. 5 attacks, they all get through. And he's strength 5 with Putrescent Vitality versus toughness 3. I'm wounding on 3s. And he wounds 4 times.
Re-roll?
No, that's for Arch Contaminate and Plague Weapons. This is just a chainsword. Revving like a madman. 3 up saves. Kill 1. Kills 1. Now my Sergeant with a Power Fist. Hitting on 4s because they're unwieldy. Hits both times. Wounds on 2s. Wounds both times. 2 6-up and vulnerable saves. Shield of Faith.
-2, is it?
-3.
-3. Okay. Shield of Faith.
Dead. Dead sister.
Dead sister.
And that is Blood and Guts. And that is the end of turn 5. So I get 2 points for Blood and Guts, making it 14 points to 13. You're line breaking 14-inch should the game end. And the player that went first rolls a dice.
Oh, it's me.
And that is you. So on a 1-2, it's a draw. On anything else, we're going to see some dead Plague Marines. We're going on to turn 6. The orders for the sisters come down from high command, telling them they have done enough. Just hold the line, secure 4, defend 1. Job's a good one. So it's 14 points to the Death Guard, 13 points to the sisters. Here we are in turn 6. The 2 Exorcists have pulled back and the Retributors are still in the deployment zone. So that is hold the line, making it 14 points to 14. And then an Immolator and a Rhino bust forward, getting 1 more point for the sisters, 15 points to 14. And then there's Objective 1, which they're defending fittingly in the ruins of the shrine of St. Palentus Mold. And now we've got lots and lots of shots about to rain in on the end of all things. Then we moved on to the shooting phase, and this Exorcist could shoot through the window. The Retributors could pour fire down. This Exorcist fired, and there was a lot of flame and a lot of firepower, and everything got wiped out. You chose not to target my Warlord, even though he was the closest, killing all the vehicles around. You couldn't target the characters because they're characters. And this is all we have left in the middle. And now we're on to the charge phase. Then the Penitent Engine makes it in to my Chaos Lord Sabbath. 8 attacks, fighting twice. 3s to hit, and he doesn't even need the rerolls. Boy, he's angry. Strength 10. Okay, 7 wounds. I have a Sigil of Corruption. 4 up and vulnerable save, and I have 4 wounds left. And I fail
that's
that many. Wounds. That's 9 wounds. He doesn't have Disgustingly Heat Resilient. He's dead. Every successful save I make does a mortal wound back to you.
Okay, so I'm dead too.
With the suppurating plate.
How much does the Emperor want me to repent?
Oh,
if only I had a command point.
Just 1. And he had 1 wound left, that engine.
Yep.
And that Slay the Warlord, 16 points to 14. Plus you're defending this objective down there. Plus you have Linebreaker, 17 points to 14. And then we had a look at the cards that I could draw, the orders that I could do. And there's no way I can come back and draw with 2 characters. I can't score any of my orders. So this is a victory, an easy victory. Well, a hard-fought victory for the Sisters of Battle. I am conceding, and this is the way the world ends. So while the Battle of Ajax reigns, while Mortarion and Guilliman fight each other over in another sector, the Order of the Sacred Rose comes steaming into this battle grid to defend the Shrine of St. Palentus Mole, and defend it they have. I nearly had a draw.
Nearly.
I nearly stole a draw from you. Shake hands, walk away. But in the end, you left me with 2 Malignant Playcasters left.
You knocked our toys over, so we threw our teddy at you.
I'll tell you, and you've got a lot of assets left. You've got both of the Exorcists left. The Immolators were doing work for you that turn. And so, what do you think of Sisters Nath? What do you think of your new Codex?
Yeah, I've got a couple of niggles, but it plays lovely. A huge mass of nuns just seething forward. Brilliant.
Well, you had about 90 of them. I tell you what I found. I found that they were a lot faster than I expected. Mind you, got rhinos and transports to nip around with, but being able to move a unit an extra 3 inches with that movement
very nice.
thing,
that's very, very handy.
It gave you a lot of zip. And sticking melters in every single one of the sister squads means that, as well as you've got some anti-tank capability all over the place.
I find having Holy Trinity in each unit, melter, bolter, flamer, gives you a lot of flexibility. It means every unit can do every role if you need it
That's
to.
true. Yeah.
The Dominions are more specialised, but they're shock troops. They're meant to go forward, kill stuff, and they generally die.
And some of their stratagems were very handy and very useful. Some of the faithy things, we discovered that you've got to just spend faith.
Spend it.
And the other thing that I discovered, a unit that I thought wouldn't be very good,
Arcoflagellants.
Well, yeah, they're definitely very good. And okay, another unit that the Penitent Engines. That ability to attack twice at strength 10 at flat 3 damage every time.
You've got to shoot them before they get to you.
They move 7, but you put that thing on them so that they can move 10. Can they?
No, I didn't.
No, you didn't. But you can.
I was advancing. A lot until I was going to range. But you can't put it on them. They don't have active faith.
Can you bring them in squads of more than 1? Can you bring them in like
squads of 3.
Can you really?
Yeah.
Ooh,
That's the reason I placed them very separately, was because they were all... I know 2 of them ended up wandering around together, but...
Yeah, you could spam them if you wanted to, but even something simple like 2 squads of 2.
Yeah. 100 points each.
Two squads of 2 charging at you, and you have to deal with them. And in the meantime, there's loads of sisters jumping out all over the place with melters. Yeah, I think sisters are good. I think this codex is good. You know what? Before they hit this codex, I thought they were already pretty good. I was talking to Ian from Imperium Gaming, and he says he's been doing work with them. He says they're good. I think they're good. I think
they've added a lot of the flavour back in. They really feel like a holy purging crusade.
Yeah, it does. From my end, I definitely feel purged. Well, I want to thank you so much for coming down one more time, particularly as you only had the codex in your hand yesterday.
This morning. That wasn't yesterday, mate. That was a few hours ago.
So thank you so much. For more Winter's SEO battle reports, for more SayHiPaul and me and Liam, check out deploymentzone.tv. Shout outs, this battle mat is from urbanmaps.com with a Z, and this MTF terrain that you see lying around all over the place, this is from a company called P-Work Wargames. If you're ever interested in where the mats or where the scenery comes from my battle reports, then stick around for the credits at the end, because I do credit everyone who's all the bits that I always show. The dice and the command tokens, and of course the objective markers, are available on the deploymentzone.tv website. So Paul, thank you for coming down. You are a legend.
You're very welcome, sir.
I think we've got another fight booked in a month's time. That one's going up on Deployment Zone. What are we doing then? We talked about...
We haven't decided.
I'm bringing Tyranids, I know that.
Oh, yeah. I think I might do something else Imperial then. I really want to fight your Tyranids.
Yeah, you want to fight my Tyranids? I want to see another one of your Imperial armies, because you do the Imperium proud, man.
I tell you what then, it's going to be Blood Angels.
Really?
Yeah, let's reenact the devastation of Baal.
You, me, Devastation of Baal narrative game.
Yeah.
On deploymentzone.tv. I'm looking forward to it already. So a month from now, I hope to see you guys in the Deployment Zone. Thank you for watching. Happy wargaming.